and welcome to another round of GB Sports. This time around, we're playing an entirely new game mode. So these two, they will be playing on 1v1 against each other. They don't win by killing each other. They win by killing the bot that I have put in the game with them. So both of them have an Amumu bot right now, hence defend the bot. You can pick any champion you want, and honestly, you can just start the game right now and get right into it.
Mirwin, you don't want to see, eh? But Alvaro... Oh, yes! You are playing World Final?
I'm picking this, so my heal is stronger even, you know.
Alright, let's get it into the game then.
What the f are you doing with exhaust here?
I'm gonna heal my teammate.
Let's go, Mirwin!
Woo!
Nah. The problem is, I'm not really sure how is the behavior of the bot after.
Uy, Mirwin!
Oh, they're trading with each other and the bots are going straight at it!
Well played, Amo. Alvaro?
Yeah, but I can.
Alvaro!
Just like that, it's just done!
He just went in and died, you know?
Ah, nice excuse, Alvaro.
I couldn't do anything to stop him.
That's the game. That's how it goes when you gotta defend the bot. That's,
I thought I had exhaust on it, you know?
Okay, mal, Alvaro.
Alright, we can swap players. Good energy. I love it. Alright, let's get this game going.
Okay, what is Supa going to pick?
I'm ready. Supa.
I mean, the thing
You are playing into jungle man, being AD carry in the bot lane. Come on. I mean, I don't know what to put here.
Bomb blading and flinching.
Don't help him. I don't know.
I'm helping my teammate. Maybe it's the blue side problem. Maybe the bot
Be ready, eh?
now. But it's so
No.
weird. Okay, let's see the bot.
Oh my god.
Hey, Ignite's already out. Guys, you don't win by killing each other. You win by killing the bot.
Why you exhaust the bot?
Bro.
Oh, but it's flashing out. It's flashing out. Can you get to it?
No.
But even with Yeti, it goes out the turret.
I think it's blue side problem.
Bro, he just slows it down.
It's blue side problem.
What's up? Bro. Mirwin. Mirror matchup.
Yasuo.
Yumi?
Yumi?
¿Quieres? No. ¿Qué quieres, niño?
Bro, I don't care.
You don't care?
I'm going to play Yonara.
¿Yonara?
To be continued indeed on YouTube. If you want to find out who won this episode, we're going to see Mkoi a bit later. But first thing first, welcome back for the last day of regular season here in summer. Both the planers are here. How are you guys doing?
I'm lovely. I'm excited for the day.
Nice.
You're lovely. I'm lovely too then.
We're
if he's
all lovely,
we're all lovely we're together. so lovely right
You know what
now.
hasn't been lovely? A lot of comments that I've seen on social media from the teams, from the players, a lot of delusional comments, if I may say, but I want to have your opinion on that. We're going to play a game. You can play in chat as well. It's called Lulu or Delulu, and you're going to rank some statements. You have your Lulus with you. One of them is not looking that good. The other one is like, yay, chippy.
Me after my solo queue games. Me after Rodon replaces me.
All of us are games. But yeah, let's see who was delusional in what they said on social media. Jankos last week, he was here actually.
Jankos,
saying,
okay,
we play Vitality,
You don't
they
even need to-
are garbage.
you don't even
He
need
did
to-
not hold it back.
You didn't even need to read the quote because if you say a Jankos quote, it's for sure
Insta-Delulu.
Insta-Delulu. They're just...
Yeah, I mean, completely Delulu. Vitality has been great. We'll see them a bit later as well. Second one is... Let's find out right now. Is it delusional? Vitality is making top 4. This is Jack Spectra at the beginning of the split. Top 4, not just in their group, but in general. They're halfway there. They can end first today. Do you think they have what it takes to make top 4? Finn, you were with us.
I mean, I disagree then, so I'm going to have to
Is
say
it Delulu?
Delulu. Yeah, I think
Delulu
Mkoi
again?
takes it today.
I mean, I have to double down because if I say that he's right, it would just hurt my ego too much. So there's no way.
All right, next one. And this one I think is pretty en vogue with what we saw yesterday. Finn, you were casting VDS yesterday, is that correct? Bukada says that, I don't want to say, our goal is to make worlds, anything else would be a disappointment.
I mean...
Is it delusional to think they can make worlds?
I mean, the goal is valid to have. I think it's valid to have the goal to make worlds. I think that is justifiable, but is it going to happen? That would maybe be a little bit, but it didn't say it would happen. It said that's their goal, okay?
I mean, there's many ways to go to Worlds, you know? It's just, since it's in China right now, you just need to get the visa and you can always buy a ticket.
They
you know,
did
and go
say
watch
that
it.
they wanted to play there.
I mean,
that is true.
I mean, everyone can make it. Even Twitch chat can make it to Worlds.
Next one is, next one was after Fnatic and G2 last week. Mickey said that our result against G2 was not surprising. They're just a lot better right now. delusional,
Lulu.
accurate. It's
Very
pretty
Lulu.
Lulu to me. It's
I mean, right now, I think G2 is the best team we have in our region.
Yeah.
They look the cleanest, they look like they play the best. Although I will say the group is a little bit weaker, I think it's a Lulu statement.
Lulu statement.
Regardless, they went 8-0, and I feel like there weren't really any flaws in their gameplay compared to the other, top teams from spring and winter.
Yeah. Last statement that we have here is about one of the teams that we're going to have today. It is Linsas, also talking about Worlds. Our eyes are on Beijing. I think it's very doable, and I think we can definitely make it. Why are you laughing already?
Because already at the end he says being delusional is good, so that's the most Delulu statement ever.
If you don't believe in yourself, then who would? I'm asking you guys.
Reminds me of Gelios, to be honest.
Yeah.
You're like down in the gutter, and you're 1 in 10, and he says, "Oh, we're going to Worlds."
And what
I already have my
happened?
ticket booked.
You didn't make Worlds, but you saved your season that year.
I mean, we didn't make Worlds, so that was still the Lulu.
I think it's pretty Lulu here. But talking about being the Lulu, Vidius had an interesting take on Vitality actually at the beginning of the season, so let's check it out.
I think for most of my career, I really believe that analysis would tell you all the answers. But I just think that's wrong.
I don't think you're wrong. I think you only see part of the picture.
No,
we're
no,
not
no,
in
no,
scrims. We don't talk.
No, my
we're not
point
in
is
comms.
that's my point. I think that the human element needs to come into consideration. And so I think that Vitality is cursed. I think
that's
that
a
this
superhuman element.
Yes,
that's an element of the occult.
This organization
that's not human.
There is some sort of, I don't know what it is, but there's something that prevents this organization from going against anything that I
all I'm
believe
gonna say
in.
is,
I think
the CS team is really good. I think cursed monkey paw.
Exactly.
You're not supposed to join in. You started off arguing against
And
me.
here's the
Stop
thing.
join in.
That's what I think Navi is. I think they got a spot so that their CS team can succeed.
I think they figured it out.
Videos being silly once again. Like there's something such as, I don't know, a jinx, something that went wrong with this team. I don't know, maybe a blood ritual, maybe something happened within Vitality, because it doesn't make sense. Wait, actually it does. Actually it does, because you look at Vitality LoL this year. They make 5th and then they make 7. They make 7 again. And then they went winning the NNO Cup and they beat KC last week. And if you look at Vitality CS, actually, like, they won at the beginning of the year. They won Katowice. They won Melbourne. They won Dallas. They won Austin as well. And at the moment they started losing, they lost in Cologne. It's actually when the low Vitality team started doing better. Wait, is he actually right? Wait, what are you guys doing? What are the hobbits doing here?
She's right.
I mean, he's right.
Do you think
I have
there's a curse? Do you think the team is cursed? Because now that the CS team is not doing great, Vitality LoL is just smurfing again.
Of course it's a curse. Have you ever seen Vitality CS and League win at the same time?
No, exactly, Ramne. He is onto something, and it is just supernatural. It is beyond us, and I can't comprehend it, so I will leave it in his faith.
Unbelievable. Some kind of blood ritual must have happened here, because when you look at Vitality at the beginning of the season, not great. And right now, guys, the stakes for the games today, they could actually end up first in their group. They're gonna face up against Mkoi in our match of the week, and if Vitality goes 2-0 today, they will grab first place in this group. If Mkoi goes 2-0, they will take first place in the group. And then you have somehow KC who have a horse in this race, because they're not playing today, but if the series goes 2-1, either way, KC will be first in the group. What a timeline, though. Vitality making it first is not something I should have thought of.
I mean, the stakes are quite high. Genuinely, they are really high, and I think if you get first in this group, you end up playing against Fnatic. And I think a lot of teams are on that.
You really want to dodge G2, yeah.
You really want to dodge G2 right now. They are looking like by far the strongest team, 8-0, like you said, Odamne, and I feel like that's really the match that if you want to go far, you would rather not play them your first game. So everything is on the line today.
What made Vitality better recently, though? What started clicking for them? And do you think they can do this week what they did to KC last week?
Of course they can, because Vitality lost last week in CS or whenever they played, and they lost their last tournament as well. So of course we're gonna see Vitality do a lot better. It's the curse, but at the same time, they did level up a little bit when it comes to finally getting the sort of synergy that we've been expecting from Linsas and from Fleshy. I feel like they're just playing a lot better together, and I'm excited for today, because the style that they're playing now is the style that made Mkoi good, well, already back in this split, or like back in this year.
Mkoi, on the other hand, I feel like coming back for them in summer has been a bit difficult. Every time we talk to players in interview, they keep on saying practice hasn't been the best, practice hasn't been the most efficient. It is now that they want to turn it around and prove that what they did in spring, they can reciprocate in summer. So I want to know what Zeph thinks about it, the Mkoi coach. He's standing by with Dracos in the Marriott Bonvoy pre-game check-in.
Thank you very much, Laura. It's my pleasure to be sitting down with Zeph, coach of Movistar Koi. Welcome, brother. It's been a weird week. KC kind of unexpectedly lost to Vitality, so what felt like almost a clear second place finish now has potential for first, but it does require you to 2-0. There's no room for 2-1s anymore. How do you feel kind of about the matchup and expectations heading into this week?
Matchup to Vitality.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously they can win. Anyone can win. But I think if you were to watch the games of Carmine Cup, it felt like Carmine Cup gave it away in a way. I think the both games that they lost, they were not coordinated. So I think the key for us today is just to be coordinated. I don't see a world where we lose if we are coordinated as a team.
Yeah. How do you rate Vitality? It's one of the biggest questions we have as kind of analysts and casters on broadcast. This is a team who can look like a contender for the top of the table some weeks and can look completely abysmal the next. So how do you evaluate them? What is the kind of focus when it comes to playing against Vitality?
I mean, when you do scouting, I don't think you should take their first two games. It looked like they heavily underperformed. From what to me it looks like. I think they are a different team from the first week. Probably some nerves, right? But as a team, I think they're in the level of Giantex. Obviously can take a game to the other teams, but I don't believe they will win the LEC. So, I mean, obviously we're here to win, right? But if it has to be anyone else than us, it should be G2 or Carmine Cup. Yeah. The way I see it.
I know the goal is winning, and I know that no matter where you finish, you're going to say this is the path we have to beat everyone. That's the classic coach answer. But first place does feel really important because it is the difference of first playing Fnatic at second in the other group, who look like, of the top four, potentially easy pickings, or potentially getting second, and looking at a team like G2 or dropping further. So how important is that first seed for you guys? Is that something that you're really focused on, that upper bracket?
I mean, for me, I will have the preparation to try to do a 2-0. If it doesn't happen, we're still going to ramp up and win the playoff. So whatever happens, happens. But yeah, the goal is to 2-0 for sure.
Yeah. I guess the last question is the KC loss, again, pretty much everyone on your team, whether it was Euphoria or yourself on Twitter, you talked about, look, like we could have won. Both teams need to ramp up. So what is the focus behind the scenes for Mkoi to kind of make sure that you are in that peak performance like you were in spring to make sure that you're showing up in those big matches?
I mean, honestly, it's a lot of preparation for the opponent team. And mostly, I just hope today we are playing as a team. I think team that lost to weaker teams so far is only because of lack of coordination. I think when teams are coordinated, you can see it with G2. It just stomps over. So that's what I'm looking for today, basically. And I think against K-Corp, what went wrong is we are not coordinated. We lost one team fight, guys. Happens, you know. Super flash in 1v5. What can you do, you know? Sometimes you lose.
Hey, it's fair. That's what 80 carries love to do. Overextend on mid-wave and flash in randomly.
But sometimes they win game for you, you know, so it's good.
For the Koi fans out there, is there a simple thing to track for them to know when the team is on sync and playing together? Is there anything that they should look at? Is it something in early game? Is it the atmosphere on stage and the attitudes? Or even for yourself as a coach, what do you look for? When do you know it's going to be a good day when it comes to that coordination?
For me, it's how we come into the day. Usually, if the vibe is not good, you can tell the player are not in it. If the player are locked in, and I think our strength as a team is to play them up. And you can see very clearly if we are comfortable and calm in the game. And if we are not, this is where it gets hectic and you have game against Navi, for example. Yeah. Against Navi, we won the game 2-0, which is good. But the way the game looks like wasn't what we want to show, right? So I think you will see it very easily in the first game, I would say, or second game, how we feel.
Eyes on the map, eyes on a 2-0 for either side. Good luck today, Zeph. Thanks so much for taking the time to sit down. Let's send it over to our match of the week, Vitality versus Mkoi.
Oh, we're in for a treat this week, and it's not the same old story that we're accustomed to. We're finally seeing the embers of the next generation beginning to shine. Vitality versus Movistar Koi.
That's Elyoya in the midst of the team, immediately punted back. I guess it's all buying a bit more time, but Hasabi is completely untouched. That's likely just Elyoya dead. Gets a little bit extra space, has the lifeline, still living, still alive! Finally dropping down, Elyoya! Still keeps going! Are you kidding me? Mkoi! They're just better!
On one side, you have the Spanish Armada, winners of the spring split, with the Super and Alvaro combo finally getting the recognition they deserve. On the other, you have Vitality, every player with the hunger to prove themselves, and during their match against K-Corp, Linces shine brighter than ever before.
Linces comes in with the engage, sets up the bloody into the back, double cyclone as well. The fight's all over the place as Jag has to run for his life. Kalist does die though. Kalist does die. The raid boss is down while the dragon flip comes in and Mkoi gets it.
Both teams want a clean 2-0 to get first place in the group, but I believe it all hangs on the delicate balance in the mid lane. Will it be Jojopyun hailing from North America to save his team after losing to K-Corp? Or will Chayek prove once again that Europe can still produce raw peak performers in the mid lane, and that Vitality deserves a place at the top?
It is a battle for first in our last day of the LEC regular season all year long, and our last in summer as well. With Vitality and Mkoi going up against each other, who knew it would be between these two stars? Well, one star and one busy little beat. With myself, Asterix, and Nymira will be taking you through our match of the damn week. Holy damn, on a Tuesday!
It's a day of the week, and I appreciate being here with these teams. The stakes are really, really high. You heard about it from the desk, but every single game matters. I know it's a bit of a catchphrase. It's really, really apparent here, though. A 2-0 or 2-1, either way, it makes a huge difference. We are determining all three top seeds from this group in this matchup here.
And I feel like the fact that Vitality are in the argument, a lot of people can be like, wait, what did you say? Vitality, their run up to this position, now sitting in third, came off the back of Navi, came off the loss of GX, but came off the win against KC. That 2-1. You want to talk about difference makers? That really changed the landscape that we're now sitting in for Group A.
And I think in that series, Linces reached a new level we've not seen from him in LEC consistently so far. I don't know what's happened exactly to him. Perhaps the change in the support role has changed the way that he's playing around the role too. There's only one person who's more veteran than him on the roster now, which is, of course, Kazi. Obviously, it's a fairly new team in general for Vitality, if you think about it in that sense. But I think Lince is taking that front foot, stuff like the Trundle, the Jarvan. Hell, I remember Jarvan back when he was winning NLC back in 22. That's when I first got to cast the player myself. He's really impressed me. However, you are against Mobstar Koi, you are against Elyoy, you are against Alvaro as that jungle support as well. There are no easy matchups here. Mobstar Koi, defending champions, coming in from that last split. They don't want to be left out of the conversation at all, and absolutely deserve to be talked about as potential top tier within this group, and they have a chance to finish first tier themselves too.
Well, they lost out to KC, that was the difference. They did beat GX though, so that's where it comes down the middle as we finally get into pick and pan. This best of three, this final best of three between the two.
I evo nas ljudi moji, vraćamo se u još jedan dan leca. Trebali bi da budemo lagani danas. Dva meča koja jedan ima rezultatski značaj, drugi baš i nema. Tako da vidjet ćemo kako će se ovo odigrati svakako. Zovemo Mareta, mislim da je sve ostalo spremno. Vitality treba da pobedi jer žele da budu top 4. Žele da odu na Worlds. Mislim da ih čak fali jedna partija od Worlds, ali nisam ni siguran kako funkcioniše još ovaj matchup. Tako da vidjet ćemo šta i kako.
Dobroveče. No, došao da radim i pao mi mrak na oči.
Što to?
Pa ne, kažem kao zato što sam rekao dobroveče.
Aha, okej, fair. Otko znam, nekome je veče. I to je okej.
I to jeste istina, nekome u ovom trenutku večer.
Da, ne znam ja, poštujem sve i kojima je veče i kojima nije. A i ti također, Vitality, kažem, ekipa koja kontesta da ode na Worlds, tako da vidjet ćemo šta će uraditi. S druge strane, Koi, ekipa od koje svako očekujemo dosta, tako da mislim da nije bilo pretjerano čudno i oni da izvuku neki upset ovdje.
in actually dealing with the 1v1 with the, you know, at some points, the Civ less so, but you can do some other things. The Rumble, of course, after as well comes through. I think there was a real threat.
Što se drafta tiče, mi se nas čeka neki vanilla draft, ništa neobičajeno.
Volao bi da Vitality pobedi, malo da se zakuvaju stvari. U power rankingu.
And do we get a priority support for Vitality too? Because again, there are a lot of engaged tools open. Snap engage in the rel could be considered here, and it does feel like it's strange to see that Corki gets picked up instead, so Varus will just fly by. The funny thing is, Nuko is that crazy top laner who could pull Varus top. He could do the Mirwin special, and it was seen as the counter option into Rumble, so let's just hold on to that, shall we, as we progress through draft.
You know, I hate the fact that you mentioned it between both these two top laners. If anyone was going to do it, it would be in this game.
It would be in this series, yeah.
I wonder whether, you know, with the Corki, you do lock in something easily like the Rel now, though, just because it's such a good combo to both. No, going to be the Rise to Shayak. Of course, Shayak, one of the biggest performers in Vitality versus KC as well.
Setting up for more of this team fight for Mkoi. The Orianna has just been that high priority as well, and going into the Rise feels nice. And okay, just going to play out the lane here for Jojo while we ignore jungle on the side of Mkoi, at least in this first phase.
Yeah, that's one thing which I'm thinking about now is the range discrepancy between the two. You got a Rumble with an equalizer, you got the
Vanilla draft, vanilla draft.
Meni nisi mi dao stream, ja gledam na...
Slobodno traži, brate, nemoj, ja radim...
Ne, nisam ja skonto, razumeš, zato što gledam i onda kao uopšte ne kontam da je da nije na Discordu, nego da je na YouTubeu.
Ja sam ono 1001 stvar u isto vrijeme, pa... Slobodno me podsjeti, jer kažem, draft je bukvalno najvanila draft ikada. Tako da, bukvalno ništa spec. Ne vidimo možda eto toliko često, možda Rise u prvom gemu, ali mimo toga...
Rumble je često banovan. Već se to meni samo ostalo DBL-a da je banovan stalno.
Against Yoya, of course, running out the Nocturne Orion combo. Stuff like the Corki really hates playing against that. Could lock in the Ral now, could also alternatively go something like the Wukong if you feel like you'd rather get that support counter pick.
Yeah, again, I was just wondering why the double support ban comes here before for Mkoi. It is, yeah, it's strange, but I guess jungle options are going to be more comp-reliant as well. I like that you pull out the Wukong already because that does feel like in this comp it would synergize so well.
The Circles of Doom!
There are a lot of bad circles, all good for Mkoi fans. They can use up against this B for game one. Now the question is, what support is going to come in response? No Alistar, no Nico. Any strong engages for Fleshy? Because I feel like Fleshy's been such a good Rakan so far. Yeah. He's been a pretty decent part. His Pike came out as a pocket pick, which started slow but ended up strong. He's got so much.
I think Rakan's probably the obvious one here. You need something to start off that fight. You've got some single target from the Rise and the Panther. You need someone who can bring some longer range AoE CC. Looks like Vitality are going for the...
Ajno, sad ću ti pošaljem nešto i onda ću te pitam šta ti misliš, da li je ovo moguće igrati na pro playu? Pa sad ću ti dve stvari ćeš dobiti, čisto da vidiš kako to funkcioniš. Ja ću tebe pitati da li to može da funkcioniš. I ti možeš opisati chatu šta je na slici.
Now, I do remember Mirwin playing that into Canon and getting destroyed by the Rumble, but it is quite a flippy matchup.
Znači, ne, na slici je moj kolega koji bukvalno troluje svoje drugare u Flexu. Igrao je da moram da pretpostavim ko vs AI, ali ima 50 asistova. I statistiku koju izvukao je graf, ala i shielding. A od shieldova njegovih saigrača vidim Džina i Volibera. I Voliber koji nije bacio shield na sebe, da, igrao si... Čekaj, Voliber cijel game nije se shieldovo jednom.
Pa moraš, sad ću poslati...
Ma ovo je, pa vidi, ja sam bre čoveče, ja sam ti youtuber, ja znam kako funkcioniše bejtovanje na odnosu thumbnailova, kapiraš? Znači ja čim vidim nekog tako, ja sam u fazonu, na kom bronz accountu je igrao? U tom slučaju u Aramu, ali dobro, ajde, slobodno. Opravdaj mi po znacima navodnika support Lisina.
Support Lisin, ali ima priču. Ja ne mogu da, ljudi neće da mi veruju. Ima priču. Pogledaj ti taj build. Znači, taj build je lud.
Da, kako da ne.
Ljudi misle da ja trolujem, ja zapravo pobedim 33% partija koju igram s ovim herojem, možda i malo manje od toga, ali nema veze.
Ali se zabaviš bar, to je bitno, tako.
Ali, kažem, ako ću bar izgubiti Aram, bolje da ga izgubim, igram nešto zabavno. Nego igrao sam danas na Aramu Wukonga, igrao sam protiv 5 range heroja i smorio sam se jer su imali AP Kogmava i Hveja koji su samo spamovali u isto vrijeme one bombe što padaju. I kao, nisi mogao da razaznaš. I ja sam oduzeo da igram AP Lisina da bi se zabavio, ako ću već izgubiti i nisam izgubio, pobedio sam. Zato što ima priču.
Da, mislim, bar da si igrao AP Kogmava shieldovo bi.
Da, ovo je moja teorija zavere. Da AP Lisin ima priču na pro player. Da samo niko ne sme da ga izvuče.
Ja mislim da bi ja odmah napisao jedan lep report Riot Gamesu. Rekao bi Riote, vidite ovo.
Ima priču, zašto mi niko ne veruje?
Nemam reći.
Jeste Aram, ali ja sam pobeđivo s ovim i na ranked. Jeste da je bilo tek kada sam krenuo promocije i tako to provisional, ali nema veze. Nisam ga igrao posle igram za prave.
Neverovatno je koliko biste u stvari izreportovali svi kolektivno ovde iz četa i razumem vas čet i ja bi isto.
Ja bi isto. A gde izgubim? Ali pošto sam pobedio onda ne možeš me reportovati, znaje, onda je radilo.
Nemam komentara, ljudi, ja ovde kastujem.
Ja reportujem kad izgubim. Kad pobedim, onda ne reportujem.
Kastujem sa Grifferom, ljudi moji, ne mogu da verujem. Čovjek ovdje igra support Lisina, znači ja sam u šoku šta se događa.
Ali moraš najbitniju naznaku da napraviš. AP support Lisin. Ne običan support Lisin, to je već da se trudiš to neka.
To bi već bilo možda i nereportable.
Šta je Kerija? Kerija igra na Koreji. Kerija mora da se trudi.
Strašno, vidi šta se događa.
Jednog dana će AP Lisin support postati meta i Sajna će igrati se time na lane.
I ti će biti u fazonu, rekao sam ti.
Rekao sam ti, da.
Jesam ti rekao da je dobar.
I free LP će biti, bukvalno. Free LP.
Iskreno bi pre imao Mundo supporta, ja se slažem, ja podržavam Mundo supporta.
A lot of work with this roster, right? There has been a lot of ups and downs. We can go back to 2024. We can look at how they were in spring, then getting spring finals, getting knocked out by Fnatic, then summer it was like
support Trakana. I to. I kad igram mid, igram samo Viktora većinom.
Vitality has filled us with a lot of hopes at times. That's why we're talking about them extensively, because you all know the story of Mkoi.
This will be their last chance. Nisam pročitao šta je bilo.
Nisam ja iskreno, ali nema veze.
Nešto su dali ono da se pročitao, ali ne znam šta je bilo. Kao.
They said basically, pressure is a privilege. It means that you're doing something important. Felt there was something wise in that. Of course, it feels a little bit worse when that pressure starts to cut against you as well. Trading's been fairly hard with this Aurora in the top lane. Back to the gameplay side of things, we were saying that actually it was Mew that was playing the Aurora into Kana.
Šta si ti rekao ovdje? Koji 2-0 i Navi 2-1, jesi tako rekao?
Tako je, da, Navi mora da pobedi. Ja sam zaključio da je to jedina stvar koja ima smisla.
I feel like, again, as you said, it can be quite flippy, but at least using range advantage nicely, Nucker with a nice early lead.
Tako da to je ono što meni pije vodu.
Elyoya going for this invade here. Linsus is nearby, but the flash onto Chike. Chike flashes over. Alvaro tried to get the crash down, and really smart outplay there from Chike. Well, Alvaro has to go home empty-handed.
Yeah, alley-oop, he gets out it safely. Chike knows where his safe territory is, doesn't go towards Jojo, who could have slowed it down with a QW or something like that. He will come back from base though, so Flash is just trying to make sure that the wave can maybe be held outside a turret just for now. Jojo is going to get most of it into tower though, so kind of job unsuccessful there from Flashy. Some minions lost for Chayak.
As well, two of these melees feels like it's going to start within the next wave too. Chayak is just about here, and it will in the end. No, only one melee minion from that new wave, so a decent return from Chayak, but still, you look at the CS difference as Jojo gets his push in, and mid is a very good start, despite the fact that Flash is down.
Yeah, that's really quite bad for the early waves, actually. Especially for someone like Rise, you really
Dobili smo krugove.
You want to be getting Ruby Crystal 2, building up towards Catalyst.
Pozvao nam zaokruži CS da vidimo da je.
As well in most games too. If you don't get a clean first back, you're actually much weaker in lane and you can get rattled a little bit more. See Alvaro, he's been all over the map actually. Went into that bot side skirmish.
Čemo rastim glasanje u chatu.
Going top side as well, making sure that
Vidim da li ljudi veruju.
We talked about this a lot yesterday though in the swaps where
da li veruju
koji? Ne znam u koga veruju, vidjet ćemo. Ja verujem u Navi, to je najbitnije.
Leaving so much vulnerability for the other side that was playing against an advantage. Corky, it was just something to keep track of. Let's see for Alvaro though, he stays in his 2v2, so quite the opposite in fact, as Kazi just matching the wave for now. The only lead here is really Super. 8 CS, 9 CS? If I can see in this final wave, let's call it maybe 6, but regardless, it is a nice opening lead here for the Yunara lane.
I feel like it's a method of madness trying to track down a complete CS lead because someone just gets one small thing, picks it up.
I'm just like, well, 6
I appreciate you trying.
But then people forget, and then people look and be like, yeah, who cares about the CS?
It's like when someone counts to like 5 significant figures, it's got 4 decimal places, you're going a little far in that one.
I want to give everyone all the information.
Hang on a second, Mirren is on the wrong side of the lane, trying to jump out.
Indeed, and he's running into melee for this. Now he's like, wait. Linsus is here, Equalizer's going to come down, that'll get the rest of the wave, and as he tries to fight Nuck-Nucko, Linsus' power's going to be too much, but it depends on Elyoy, the between worlds, Nuck-Nucko takes it, and again...
Ćemo opet idemo turbo pasivan game do 15 minuta pre nego što krenu da igraju, verovatno.
Da, izgleda da je to sad meta, ono, svugde.
Nažalost, nažalost.
It's actually pretty quiet in the early game. I mean, the fun map movements in terms of supports and jungles moving about the place, but it's not killed anyone.
Not yet. I mean, Vitality Mkoi is going to start off slow, and as you were saying backstage, like, this series should have some kills, some action. Valkyrie out is nice, Super running it down, that Cultivation of Spirit now active as well. Fleshy gets a good engage, but matters not too much when Alvaro has a restun. Vitality just back off here, and as I was saying, I mean, Super does do a lot of damage, but I think this will ramp up. I mean, Vitality are Chaos Incarnate, and Mkoi, like, they are so blood heavy, and their 5v5 is exceptional. So at some point in this series, I'm ready to scream, you know? Like, it's coming.
You done your vocal warm-up?
Oh, man.
What do you do for your vocal warm-ups? Do the scales?
I sing a Hobbit song. Not because of Odo and Finn on the desk.
I was going to say, it's very topical with them. They're taking the Atlas test to Isengard.
Yeah, that's what I sing, and I do the Legolas version where I say it over and over again. Yeah, I think that's perfect.
One of the saddest things, I think, is eventually we'll have a point where people will forget those kind of references.
Don't get me started.
Shayak.
Some of them will be our league audiences. Alvaro takes a heavy chunk here. Linz is willing to commit. Heal out of the way for the movement speed is nice. Chayak still half health though, and Elyoya, with his flash almost up and available, is ready to pry. He's level 6 as well, and Linz is now 2, but he doesn't have too much in the way as Vitality back off. And it's all about these grubs here, which Mkoi now control, thanks to the River Vision.
I know that no one's died. The most important thing is about how Yoya, Alvaro, Linsis, and Flash have moved back to defuse these kind of plays. We might finally have a bit of a ticking time bomb up here, though. Contest over the grubs likely.
Linsis double longsword and tunneler versus a single tunneler. Bit of excess damage here on the Pantheon as Flashy comes in. The quickness interrupted the crash down the shockwave.
Shockwave je malo zriknuo.
Ain't hit the disengage, ain't hit either. A good spread of the damage from Chayak, but in the end, Mkoi have to run away, losing away 2 grubs as well.
Miscommunication between Jojo and Alvaro apparently there, because the shockwave came out, maybe expecting Alvaro to go into the play. Of course, he didn't have the Magnet Storm level 6 to make a bigger impact of it. You see that Flashy, one of the things about Alvaro roaming more in the early game meant that Flashy had more XP to use that ultimate instead. So Mkoi will lose themselves.
Još kad vidim oba midlanera s tirom,
Vitality get the feature strength marker from that.
Rise uzeo Mercs.
I would say jungle's new lead as Elyoya starts this Dragon off.
U fazonu sam, ovo će biti maraton.
Jedan tim ima Junaru koja hoće da ide late.
No i Korki je fajn, samo što mislim da koji baš ima načina da se diluje s Korkijem kasnije.
Nako zalega u ovome igra, on je lagan.
Ti znaš ako on igra MMA Master pre?
Ne.
On je legitimno ležao na stolici i monitor mu je visio iznad glave. Znači ne preterujem, kao legitimno je ležao, stolica mu je bila skroz, ono, znaš ako naša može se spustiti do kraja u studiju, znači ležao je i monitor mu je na onom držaču kao visio iznad glave i tako je igrao. Presmešno je bilo. Kamera, pošto ima facecam, samo se vidio vrh čela. Znači ono, bukvalno najjača stvar je kada ja sam vrištao kad sam gledao.
But the fact that Linsis, calls that aggressive play, it works out. That's what I want to see from this jungler. I think that jungle matchup in this game is really, really important, not just because of the nameplates, but also because of the champions they're playing too. Aggressive Pantheon, but it's a risk to it. On the other side, you have Poppy with some aggressive angles, but also has an incredibly important defensive role to play as well. Linsis making that first aggressive play of the game work out.
Ne, ali presmešan je ovaj Ryze dok nije izbilduje taj Catalyst. Fazonu gledaš, čovjek builduje samo neki mali komponente i kaže šta je ovo.
Tank Ryze. Još 2 kelta na Catalystu i dalje ne mogu se naviknem.
Da, ja isto. Jako mi je čudno.
Ono, health, mana, Catalyst.
Jojo just walked it out. How easy was that?
You see the long range engage coming in for... Sorry,
I didn't do that on purpose. It was a Rakan knock-up.
It's all good, Jake.
I started talking about my pregnant wife.
No, dude, guys. You could have completely ignored that.
I could have.
Chosen not to. You've gone under the bus. You've put yourself
I'm an honest fellow. I'm an honest fellow.
Sometimes too much,
honest
Jake.
means,
sometimes.
okay? All right, please forgive me. Everyone who listens.
I'm gonna leave that to Twitch chat to decide.
Oh, yeah, that's not good. It's the Avengers guy. That person's responsible. That Twitch chatter who called out the Avengers.
Yeah, that's what happens when all the rats come together. The rat Avengers assemble. But yeah, you can see the amount of ability Vitality have to very quickly get onto one area of the map. We haven't seen the Realm Warp be really used by yet, but of course that's in there. Flashy hanging back out of Fog of War for that last play, jumping into it. Of course, a very powerful quick engage tool as well. And then Linsis with his ult as well, which is currently off cooldown. Has a chance to use that Summer on the map next time that someone overstays in the lane. So I know this is going to be quite boring for Mkoi fans in some sense.
Oh, no.
Mkoi's goal is to not die to Pantheon ult, not die to Realm Warp. So the less that you see in terms of aggressive plays working from Linsis, Chayek, and from Flash, you have those big long-range engage tools, the better it is for Mkoi. I know it's about inactivity. It's like choosing immobility
Samo sipam vode, tu sam za 10 sekundi.
If Mkoi can make it out.
Sve lagano. Chillamo. 1 kill za Vitality, 500 golda lida za Koi. I dalje ništa konkretno se ne događa.
Oh wait, that's very wise actually. You should all write that down.
Yeah, do you know what it means? No. Does anyone else know what it means?
No, not yet. But if I pretend...
Ne znam zašto se bio minut i po pred Drake-a.
The biggest question is, how does Mkoi start it? Because they don't like standing.
Trebali bi da budu u lane-u i da kontestaju wave prio.
It would be their second as... I mean, they are bleeding in top with that constant plate being taken by Nuko. Mkoi really want to make this bot play work out.
But the actual top lane gold's not gone that crazy. It's very, very even.
You're right.
Mkoi are happy if nothing is happening like that. If you've got 3 people...
Znači, najrandom face-off u Riveru ikada.
That's good for Mkoi in the whole. Vitality, I think if it comes to 5v5s later and they have to do these big jump-ins into the Shockwave, into the step-fast presence, the Poppy, that's where they lose the game. So they need to be finding ways to open up the map. Of course, we talked about Mkoi wanting to shut that down. One of the ways they're doing it is grouping up like 3 right here. That's actually really important for them. You can't pick off 3 people. You might be able to pick off 1.
Super, as he rotates towards mid, as he accepts this wave.
Tu sam.
The timing of this 3-man
to je to. Nisi propustio ništa. Osim što se stali su koji će team fighti u minut pred Eka. 30 sekundi su se vrtali u Riveru, ne samo rekli nema vezi i vratili se nazad.
Okej.
Super's also got a slight CS lead. Like, Mkoi's lanes have been quite superb, really. And at 14 minutes, every single one is coming up with even state when it shouldn't, probably, with that top lane matchup or a lead.
Yeah, and if you just, like, ignore that, just ignore that. There's no deaths. Incredible. There's just, like, one on Jojo, right? Of course, that was pretty well played from...
That was a happy death, though.
Yeah, I mean, to an extent, they did get Dragon for it.
They did. I mean, they got Dragon for it.
Yeah.
Jojo's still
Tu Ryze još uvijek nema Rodovages.
There is also another Dragon available and is currently getting taken by the way, which is actually kind of nice for them.
Dragon.
What is it that Finn said? You know, 3 dragons is the threat yesterday. They're on their second one after this. Is it going to be a contest?
Like that. 2 dragons, about that. Promise. 3 dragons, the promise. Something's a promise,
Everything's
a threat.
A promise. Everything's a promise. Ocean Soul. No, it's not. It's the second one. It's the other one. Hex Tech.
Oh, even worse. Even worse. Having a Yunara chase you down with Hex Tech. You talk about zone control. Adding a slow into the mix.
Hang on, Flashy. He popped the ult.
He is going quick. He's immobile. He listens.
Choosing him, but no, they don't. No. They're the ones that are not meant to do.
Oh, no. So
they took the advice from Mkoi.
Oh, dear. Comms are all off. Well, standing still with the quickness, regardless, ain't good. Heal was used, or rather there was something else used that he's now swapped to with Unsealed Spellbook. Into a heal as Vitality try and siege mid. Not much of a minion wave to do it. And trying to get some pressure on this map so they can move up to the Herald is the next core to play. But Mkoi just got double Drake. They're sitting pretty. And for this Herald, it's going to be the biggest question. Is like, do Mkoi need to fight? Do they want to fight?
Ne trebaju se biju kasteri, tu se nam odgovorim.
Mislim da ne treba uopšte da se biju ceo game. Znači, da nema killova. Samo igraju na farmanje i ko više farma, taj je pobedio. Da ti kažem, u 60. minutu, ko ima ukupno više farma, taj je pobedio.
Ja ne znam kako Korki igra ovaj game. U Orijanu, Rel, Poppy, ja mislim da Korki bukvalno 3 Valkyrija dima ne bi mu bila dovoljna.
Ja mislim da bukvalno, ne znam kako, čeka ono da... Ili igra ovako, I guess, da oni sve bace na Pantheona i Rakana.
That's such a freebie. Mkoi get a little impatient, they play a little too hard around the choke point and think that the Yunara can carry them through with the damage. Well, maybe they can if they're not the last one holding the gate there. Left alone in the choke point, and Vitality to pick up an easy kill, pick up an easy Herald.
Such an overexertion. I know we're getting a replay in a second, but like, Lintus literally pressed E and he negated 2 things. Watch again, Alvaro, this is a one-man.
Yeah, and engaging onto a Pantheon at the best of times, a bit rough. And then all the damage coming from the Yunara does come through, but Linsus is already safe. The back out gets around to his W, and the rest of the team is completely backed off. You don't have the equalizer into that choke point either. Mirwin didn't get close enough to cast it. Has to flash over the back of the pit too. Not very well coordinated there from Mkoi.
Not at all. Kill goes over to Linsus in the end. Now, for a Pantheon that was 30 CS behind in jungle, he'll take that.
Oh, yeah.
He will definitely take that, and I didn't catch the full fight if he has first item, but he sure does now, and this game just flipped a little bit. Vitality picked up some much-needed gold, and we talked about them really needing to find the pace here. What better than Mkoi charging into them to find their opportunity? 3 members stand mid. Linz is going to Herald now because he got that based off the pick. This will get some good damage down on mid, if not enabling the 2 Herald or 2...
Wow, što je bilo s Eliojom? Lik samo umro, skoro.
Stuns you up under that turret. It's just a chunk on mid lane. Means that Mkoi have to defend it a little harder later, but it's not the worst thing, I suppose, to give over that chunk as opposed to the full tower itself. Jojo doing the right thing there, doing the right thing. Observers, can we actually just go back towards that bot lane? Just look at what Jojo's doing with the wave.
Observers,
because yeah, right here, he's held that cannon up, taken a bit of damage, and said, look, I'm going to keep the wave on my side. This is how you don't die to Pantheon. This is how you don't die to those leverage engages. So Jojo making the right decision for the wave there. Sees that there are people on his side of the map getting shoved in, but he just makes sure that he doesn't have to leave the safety of his turret, really.
Thank you for that, Observers. Now, next time,
Mislim da Rise možda nosi ovaj game.
Ja mislim da, ali jako će mu biti teško u fajtovima. Mora baš dobro da se pozicionira. Čak imam osjećaj da bi... Imam osjećaj da bi ovaj tim funkcionisao malo bolje, da imaju recimo Akali, da može da pravi neku zbrku zajedno sa Aurorom, da Korki uradi damage. Lepo.
Ovo Naknako dobro, proboje. Respekt za pokušaj.
Da, malo mu je falilo. Mislim da može Rise da nosi, znaš, zato što Pantheon Aurora, ja mislim da su možda dovoljan, ono kao smetnje da im odvuku pažnju Mkoju, da moraju da se fokusiraju na njih. Kao ti baš ne možeš da pustiš Pantheona da radi šta hoće.
It just kind of depends on what happens next, because Dragon's up in 5 seconds. If Mkoi get the Dragon based on what was used, then absolutely you take that loss. Elio's going to start with the stun up against the wall, but Linces is hard to kill. Teleport going to be burned as well. That's Naknako from the rear. Note that Mirwan also has TP. He hasn't burnt it yet, as the poke onto Linces at half HP might be more impactful.
Watch out for these choke points. Vitality trying not to play around this spot. This is the dangerous bit. If they can walk in through here instead, that line is much safer for them, much harder to play around that with a shockwave and the equalizer. Mkoi need to try and find a way to funnel Vitality into the AoE if it does come to a fight.
But look at what Jojo's doing. Even on a ward, he's zoning out the whole of Vitality. They walk in, they get dissonance.
Ajmo da vidimo. Ajmo da vidimo Wombo combo. Rumble ulti prekasno.
The zoning pressure, beautiful from Jojo, and with that, they move to Zol point.
Yeah, Vitality don't lose any kills, but that is a hell of a threat. A Hex Soul point very early into the game. Mkoi holding Vitality away from the Dragon with really good zoning tools. We were worried about what happens in 5v5s with the range advantage, with stuff like that shockwave holding the door closed. And right here, Alvaro really makes them feel bad about that.
Samo ne mirim tu korani ultu da su shotali Karzija Linka se, bilo bi mnogo bolje.
Nice disengage as well.
Da.
Coming in from a flank, and Elio just sends him skyward. Third Dragon, as you said, Mkoi, all that ult usage in top. Yeah. That really made
Kao 2000 golda lead, ali imaju 3 zmaja.
Yeah, looking good for Vitality. I don't know if I agree with that.
You know, we kind of gas lamp that person a little bit. To just, we literally put them up and said, you know what, this is a good time to...
We're really doing the gas lamps.
We're doing the gas lamp.
Okay, alright.
Oh yeah, let's show it again!
Yeah, I'm so
oh shit. That person is getting fried. Like, you know, let's put the comment in the bag, yeah? Like, this is crazy.
Like, let's be honest, they probably didn't like sign up for this, or they'd type that in there. Just so you know,
hey, they typed up and they signed away everything.
The chance of getting called out live on the LEC broadcast is low, but it's never zero.
All right, Mod, yo, look up 5 minutes. We see what Biz says next.
Yeah, can we just cherry pick for another thing, which is talking about stuff that we disagree with?
Let's cherry pick 10 minutes ago. Oh, I like that. Gas lamping is not okay though, guys. Just letting you know. Now, where are we at?
Well, we're looking for the next big play from Vitality before the next Dragon really makes things difficult for them. Atakan is available, and I'm not going to lie, Atakan is where games go to die. We can actually see a bit of an intercon there. Smite used early by Linces trying to take this down. Vitality maybe feeling a bit of the pressure of time against them. Going towards the Atakan, see if they can get something out of the big objective.
They're losing bot turret. They're losing the next wave onto inner. Alvaro is low, and that's going to help out. Vitality are doing this on a ward. Redemption's going to come down. I think that's a friendly one, and it is. So it's going to be taken. Atakan, okay. Mkoi are not going to commit the TP. They think tier 2 is more valuable. They think mid turret's more valuable. They do open up mid, but can they get a second in bot?
I actually think the damage is done because where is the minimap zoom? There we go. You have now lost this defensive line across your side of the map. You now have to defend from this line of towers, and that means that when you're heading towards, you know, the Soul in a minute, which is really, or in a couple of minutes, you have a much longer distance to get towards.
Jojo ima Canadian CS, to se ne računa.
Da, Jojo baš ludo ga CS-uje ovaj game.
Lepa igra. Loš build, no lepa igra.
Onaj klasičan Lijanac.
Ma samo pobi buildovi.
Dobro, on je Pantheon vodio, on tamo u njih.
Sviđa mi se kako Naknako igra. Svaki fight Poščure onako napred stoji, traži damage, traži trade-ove, tako da to mi se baš sviđa.
Pa sam kinda razmišljao, Karzi je tipa upgradeovana verzija late game Kalista, gdje ono, Kalist je loot i kao igra na ruke late game sa pozicioniranjem i hoće outplay. Karzi je isto to, samo sa mnogo više iskustva u tome.
To je fair, samo što kažem, mislim da u Quarkija, to je sa Quarkijem neš moći da igraš.
Da, sa Quarkijem bit će baš, ne znam to.
I think strategically, advantage to Mkoi, and that, I think there's got to be some pressure weighing on the minds of Vitality and going up to that dragon in just a minute.
It's a position of power with Baron also as an option, right? Like, Mkoi can just swap sides of the map. Well, if we do have to swap and Vitality get the dragon, that's fine, we'll get the Baron. And then Vitality will be in a lot of trouble with the sieging we've already seen and how easy it is. Knock is going to step up and sneak the turret. That does open up mid a little bit and give a bit more gold. But again, it's all about this dragon. 45 seconds until the potential of Sol for Mkoi.
Yeah, and there's some important stuff that's happened during that too. Got some wards in place of where that vision line really should be when you have both your outer towers available for Vitality. They're trying to just claim some vision back, but you can see Mkoi have a couple of things around the place too. Just knowing where Vitality can walk in. Pantheon not coming in.
It's a little bit short though. Between Worlds going to come in. Knocko doesn't get to the other side of it. Linces. He wants the spear, and yeah, that Q, that pull back through, Knocko gets us. He now takes the portal in as well. Alvaro's here on the other side. That time the portal's punished. Knocko dies to Baron! The second time Vitality have taken a magical journey almost to death. Well, this time it was to death.
Things just flipped so much in the last 20 seconds. They chunk out the jungler, which gave them an option to go towards the objectives before Yori could reset. Then they lose their top lane. He's now dead for 30 seconds, and they're in a 4v5 around the Hex Soul. Joy is back with the help of the Hex Gates. Mkoi, huge advantage going into this fight.
That's a big whoopsie for Vitality. Flash from Fleshy, matched by Jojo, but now
Ovo je so, to je to. O! Da. Ne mogu. Ne mogu bez Aurore, ona mi baš omogućava da fajtaju Corki i Ryze.
I mean, Linces has flash, he has smite, but I don't know if he's going to be able to get close. Crispy dog. Kazi's going to run for
Dobro.
Da se naš kolega dere.
Random vrištanje, okej. Preferiramo, volimo.
Yeah, Vitality have slammed their heads into the shield wall of Mkoi a few many times, and Mkoi have come out the better of it. They get Hexol, and I don't care that the gold's not with it. The Hexol is such a huge win condition.
Hexol sa 4-3
a lot of their potent power has kind of gone with that. And credit to Alvaro just saying, look,
što je koji samo u boljoj poziciji.
I'm going to say the tie up 3 members so they can't come to the defense of Chaya though.
Jojo's had a really stable game. Like, he got caught out once in mid, but that was just a hard-on game.
Like, how much can you really blame Pantheon slamming down in your lane, you know?
But Jojo's zoning over this dragon has been really, really good, and he's had such a, I don't know, I guess just what we know of him, great lane.
2-0 Koi, 2-1 Navi, nemojte zaboraviti šta sam juče rekao.
In this game, definitely not. He showed up big, and props to Jojo, who is now European. We claim, when he plays well, we claim him.
To ovaj prvi mogu da vidim, ali ovaj drugi... To znači da Navi 2 game mora da igra dobro.
Da.
To je.
Vidi, znaš šta je, imam ja i tot proces iza toga, nisam random rekao. Navi je gotov s ovom sezonom. Pol ovih igrača neće igrati let sljedeće sezone. Ovo im je ono što bi rekli u piratskim filmovima last hurrah. Znači, šta uradiš, to je to. Pokaži se najbolje što možeš. Ja mislim da nikome nema smisla u ekipi Navija da igra smarački game i da igraju sat vremena i samo da izgube. Znači sad moraš da uradiš nešto zbog čega će sljedeće sezone neko da bude u fazonu on mi treba, on je dobar igrač. Tako da Larsen vadi Akali, Tiger vadi Lee Sina, znači ono na ruke, da jače na ruke ne može. To bi trebao da im bude jedini ugao.
see across World League Legends or whatever. But you can't deny the strategies work from Mkoi. They've got a ton of gold, a ton of farming experience onto Jojo, who's never really been threatened outside of that first kill, which you were saying. Yeah, there was that one kill onto Mirwin. Okay, 3 ults for that. No dragons came across from Vitality. And I think a lot of this has happened because Alyoya and Alvaro have moved around the map to protect the only places where Vitality could ult. I think that Vitality, honestly, I feel like they had to full send it before it got to this point. I feel like waiting... What was the thing from Arcane? Sometimes you forget that perfection is the enemy of good, something like that. You don't have to wait for the perfect engage. You just need to find something shockwave onto
Perfection is the enemy of good.
Da. Mislim, mogu da vidim gde to funkcioniše, jer kao, ništa nije kao savršeno, i nekad, kao, ako tražiš savršenu priliku, najvjerovatnije nećeš pronaći i propustit ćeš one i druge dobre. Kao, mogu da razumem, ali jako čudno zvuči kada kažem.
No se vjerovatno tako ne kaže.
Da, vjerovatno ima nekako drugačije.
Može da bude perfection. Ajmo pogledamo stvari. No. Perfection is the enemy of progress. Yep, saying.
To da, to je definitivno.
Pošto ovako zvuči perfection bad, me good. Znaš, to ne baš tako.
Yeah, that was top lane out of turret then. I think Jojo got the gold because he hits it. I'm not exactly sure. Not actually sure it matters that much actually on the whole. They get themselves again territory. Baron now without any defensive towers around it in the outers for Vitality. Mkoi, can they defend these choke points with stuff like the Shockwave threaten the Baron?
Fleshy has no ulti, and I wonder, can Vitality even think about approaching Equalizer down again? Lensa sits on a Chayak, takes half his HP without Mirwin even trying. The Rise now sent packing. And he's got TP, but he might have to use it preemptively as Nucka's the new target. Elyoya got a ball on him with a shockwave bringing in, and between worlds, good dodge.
Okej, dosta su bacili na Nucka, ali nema šta vidjeti.
Cycles a summoner to get his flash back up.
Oh god, I love those. The bonus of having Spellbeck in pro play. You can see just on the retreat from those Barons, from that Baron kind of look in as well from Vitality, where the Hex Soul is causing a lot of issues, because suddenly where you'd be normally safe enough to walk away, there's an extra slow onto everything, and you're burning an extra couple of ticks from the Equalizer potentially as well if another slow comes in. Mkoi, suppose now the problem is, you have got that early Hex Soul, it is a minute until Elder, Baron will be up too. I wonder if Vitality feel like they find themselves a moment around the double Uber objectives in late game.
Vitality, I mean, there's got to be some kind of confidence here, but Fleshy, that's immediately
Pola health mu skino.
Jojo's damage at a 3-item Orianna plus Seekers.
Da, ako Nuck i Čajek dođu do Rabadona, onda... Možda mogu, možda radi dovoljno damage-a samo.
Maybe, but then again, look, we are at a point where, yes, there are still good items on Vitality. We talked about the strategy, the objective play from Mkoi. If you get slapped in the face by good enough Pantheon Aurora onto someone like Super, you're still losing your AD carry. So Mkoi, you've done a lot of hard work.
Fleshy, oh, he's up against the wall, he's crashed down on, he's got a quickness, but Super just one-shots him. Kazi trying to run away, Equalizer on his head, Alvaro looking for a re-engage with his flash up and available. What did I just say? The Hex Rift team has just picked up a kill. Jojo steps up with Shockwave available.
Ode. Ode. O, Nuck je, okej, dobio kill bar.
Jojo je za malo preživeo.
Super's just in the way.
Yeah, the timing of that pick is brutal for Vitality, and I suppose they're going straight over towards that Elder or Mkoi with that 3-1. Fleshy is back alive. Lenses could look for an ult steal.
3-4.
Might look to get some big control on top side as well.
Oni ne znaju da Jojo nije backovao.
Flashy nema smite. O! Aaaa, neta. Iskreno neta, da je ukrao Eldera možda je mogo da kupi malo vremena za njegovu ekipu.
Fleshy's had a rough game. He struggled to land his engages, gets picked off at the worst possible time with both these Uber buffs coming up. Feel bad for the guy. Gets picked off really, really effectively by Alvaro, who's had some really flashy engages on the other side too.
Ko je flashovao sa kuglom?
Random bits of
Alvaro? Da, Alvaro. Okay.
Just needs someone held in front of him and he roasts him alive.
Only for the cost of Alvaro's life. You can see Chike does really good damage, but again, Jojo has flash up in the Their summon is always up because it's rarely used. We have a pause.
No, pauzica.
Well, I can tell you one thing.
Oh boy.
And Elder for this Baron fight with a 4 versus 5. This should be Mkoi's Baron. Linces, there's no smite to contest. So this does feel like it's building blocks for a game 1 win and for Mkoi to be a step closer towards getting first.
Yeah, and we only know what you know for now. We'll report to you any updates when we get something more of that as well. I can see
Linces, did you spill? Linces.
I saw some wiping on the desk there. So, again, we only know what you know.
Okay, well, it's either Linces or Chai.
Šta uradi čovjek? Koliko je ono napunio čašu? Da li je realno da imaju kameru za snimak za to?
Da, mora.
Wasn't there a thing in Valorant with the explosive cups or something like that too?
Oh man.
Yeah, I think we're getting ourselves back.
Zar ne mogu samo da donesu one bočice što ti imaš ono kao za trening, kao da odatle piju?
Pa mogu. Mogu jer da im napravi isto, kao to je ono, nije 2 evra ti treba da napraviš tu flašu. Da brendiraju i šta god.
Znam da G2 ima one Red Bullove.
A, ne znam, mislim, mogu svakako, ali eto, vidimo da trluckaju pa se onda polivaju.
Ostavio im Riot priliku da nešto zeznu pa da moraju da prave pauzu.
Even better, the Baron's already at 2.5k, just taking it. Now sieging top Vitality. They're losing their base and they're not even here yet. Mid's getting
Pa šta da rade? Da jesu tu, šta da rade?
Karz je bacio agro Valkyrie, samo se okrenite na njih i to je to. Ovdje mogu vinaju game što beže s Elderom.
Jojo stoji u njima i kao tankuje samo i to je to.
It's valiant, noble, but it is all entirely too late. They have not been able to find their timing to make plays before the big buffs were taken by Mkoi. Mkoi realized they can just throw the weight around at that point. Slow and steady has won the race for them largely in this game. Won't be ending the game.
Ali uspjeli su da prežive, mislim.
At least they stopped the game Vitality. That could have been a lot worse.
Absolutely. No, the game still goes on. Leaves the door open for something special to happen later. Nako did just get a death cap before this fight. Does get some decent damage down. Jojo gets the shockwave just before he perishes to make sure he's not going down without providing value.
Yeah, I feel like a bit disingenuous, guys. I'm sorry. Vitality, the fact they went 2 for 3 against Elder is actually... Maybe that's as even should be called at this point.
It's really hard to call, right? Because it's really good from that position, but it's still not... It takes so much to win a game from this kind of deficit. Hex, Soul, Elder. It's incredible that they've held on to the game. Absolutely, we should. Yep, nice try. You know what? That's a fair comment. That's
what happened to Blaz or Biz? What happened to the Biz person?
Yeah, get onto that person.
You're excited for the mid matchup, bro.
Uroki Bosna Hercegovina kaže I'm excited for this mid matchup. Idemo.
Where's that Biz guy?
Uroki iz Bosne. Brat naš. Pitam se za koga navija. Za Čajeka ili za Jojo Puna?
Svi navijamo za Jojo Puna.
E, ja sad ću baš da navijam za Čajeka. Jer svi navijaju za Jojo Puna, da budem drugačiji.
He runs out of space. Alvaro does get out, which is a win for Mkoi, but Vitality are defending.
No, they are, and you know, the Elder's timed off, the Baron's timed off. There's a few minutes until we get the big objectives back, and there are big items still coming in on the side of the solo laners. I mean, there's some nice hats on the side of both these solo laners for Vitality. You get caught out a little bit too far, they will blow you up, but that was a good damage check there coming from Shayak.
I don't believe that in our region anyone is 100% clean enough to not throw away games from 8, 9k gold lead, okay? It has been done before, it will happen again. Always throw that out there.
Observers, can we just toggle over to Vitality Vision, actually? Because this is one of those times where I think it's really important to see what they see on the map. What do Vitality see? Because, yeah, they really don't see that much. They have one little bit of vision up towards topside, but this is how dangerous it is to go in there. If you walk into, you know, Super into a good spot, Jojo into a good spot, they will just shred you. you don't exactly have much information to approach the map with for a little while. They need to just start to encroach a little bit more into their own jungle, which is a sad thing to say. If they can get any slight bits of vision, maybe they open up a random freak pick from a Realm Orb, a Pantheon ult, which of course are still available for Vitality.
At least for now, Vitality, as they continue their defense, getting some gold to, you know, some more of those major items you were talking about. Just waiting for Kazi to get an item number 4 here as well. Triac, who's been farming away quite nicely and catching back up on Jojo's game. The fact that he's at 3 and a bit items and actually doing a lot of damage is quite admirable as well. So let's see how Vitality approach, because a minute 15, another Elder comes up, 2 minutes till Baron. We're going past the 40-minute mark. It's only the start of the series. Mkoi, what do you got to finish off this game? Because the ball is not only in your court, the ball is in the basket. You just got to, you know, like when the basket, the hoop is too small, you got to push the ball down. That's what you got to do.
Well, one thing they do have to potentially finish the game is a flash on
Košarkaški savjeti sa Let's Casterima.
Whenever Rel has a flash, you do just have your
Da ih zovemo da igraju basket sa nama, tamo nam fali.
Realno mogli
Kako
bi.
niko neće iz kancelarije da igra.
Mogli bi iskreno.
Oh, yeah.
Koji chila 2 minuta, to je minut, uradi Eldera, sa Eldera na Barona i onda samo niz midi završe game. I to je to.
That does apply to both teams, but Mkoi again, most of this game has been them playing defensively quite well. Can they find the offensive play now to finally finish off the game?
On a ward, Elyoya has a wall right there for him. Hammer shot down.
Ooh, redemption.
A little bit early, but Mkoi looking for a pick as they push this bot side wave. And again, remember, 15 seconds.
Redemption 15 sekundi pred Eldera. I full build Junara. 5 itema.
Remember, Hextech Soul is just so powerful if you're ever trying to run away, if you get caught out. The chase is huge. That Arc of Judgment range is a good starting tool as well to keep note.
Yeah, it's full build onto that Yunara, which makes things very, very difficult. All right, Elder's up. Gonna see a contest. How far do Vitality think they can push it?
TB starts us off as well. Alvaro, as you said, that flash is available. He's got Ghost too. His movement abilities, big lenses, gets tagged out by distance. Jojo is unreal, but flashing over the wall. Anyone gets caught out. Bumped on and dead.
Okej, možda nema veze.
Flash je žrtvovao se za Mirvina, ali on im je najveći CC što imaju.
Ima nak ugao, možda supu mogu, ne mogu.
Ne mogu.
Super flashova.
Čekaj, nak
ovo i dalje
živ.
nije gotovo, da.
Samo nemaju vision nikakav.
Ali ova ima smite.
Ode nak-nakla.
I bravo, bravo. I sad samo endaju, to je to lepo.
Juuu. Nije actually dohvatio to s tim spelom.
Mirwin dying without using his equalizer was terrifying for Mkoi. Great pickoff by again that damage check of those solo laners. Disgusting damage.
Ne sviđa mi se Mkoi šta sad, koliko je ovo blizu za kakav oni lead imaju.
It's been a long one. Mkoi have struggled to actually finish the game.
They have.
Perhaps they can use that second round of Uber to do something.
Flush got caught last time. He ran into the pit for the trade. Doesn't get caught this time. Look at the health bars of Mkoi as they start up the Baron. They don't have super for 5 seconds. He will have ult when he returns, but Mkoi seem to have the numbers. That Baron is there, so we look at a replay here of how close this was.
Yeah, Mirwin tried to get the Hex Gate out of flash forwards from that Rune prison, and it went down very, very easily. Honestly, just the equalizer not being there in any capacity is a huge...
Čekaj, iskreno Flash, možda treba da pusti Elioju da ga izbaci s ultom. Žive ovi.
Super manages to get a decent amount of DPS here, but Chai gets that Realm Orb just into position to shut him down before the Yunara takes over the fight. And then, you know, at this point, this 2 solo laners late game against, you know, a jungle and support. Guess the mid lane is still there. Great patience by Mkoi.
Ovaro isto lepo odigrao, čekao shield, bacio Q da razbije. Lep.
Take it slow, make sure it gets out.
Okay, another defense, guys.
He's still laughing.
I don't hear much karaoke on stage there.
A dobro, 60 sekundi ako uspije da izdrže protiv ovog Eldera, bit će dobro. Linkas ne to. Ne to Linkasu. Auto ne treba Linkas da se radi. Sad će da dođe Junara. Nak-nako je živ.
Mirwin will chase it down while Yoya charged in with the rest of Mkoi. Vitality chance the first have been taken away.
42 minuta je trebalo za ovo, ja ne mogu da verujem, 15.000 gol da vode.
2 Eldera.
steady wins the race for Mkoi in game one. It's a little drawn out, but you can't deny how impactful and effective it was.
Drawn out is definitely right. It was a big pull from Vitality.
Ne najbolje, ne najbolje.
Just too far ahead from Mkoi. All right, well, game two after this break to see if Vitality have more steam.
Dobro, imamo 11 minuta pauzu, idemo da se mentalno refreshujemo pa se vraćamo u game broj 2, koji se nadamo biti malo brži od ovog prvog.
Have a break. Have a Kit Kat.
Join the WhatsApp. Join the WhatsApp. Have you joined the WhatsApp? You should join the WhatsApp. Join the WhatsApp!
Red Bull gives you wings.
Yeah, do that cards, please.
No, Hansama.
Hansama.
Yeah, Aurora no ulti, Panther no ulti, but I'm out.
If they play Nash,
slowly. Look, no ulti. Yeah, slow, just chunk. Okay, play Drake, no? If worst case?
Yeah, is that this?
Okay, we'll play Drake. Slow, get soul.
Probably Panther will try ulti, okay? 250-50.
Finish.
Nice, Javi.
We can go now. Guys love to put me in exam, super?
It was a surprise exam.
Conspiracy theories about Vitality, no more. Mkoi strike first here in this series and grab the first game. But guys, it wasn't easy, honestly. I feel like the game was pretty close for a while.
I mean, 2 Elder Dragons, that is not normally. I feel like they got the early soul point, they got the first Elder. From there should be an easy close, but I mean, there were some steps that didn't really go the correct way around there.
Yeah, I feel like it was, if you go in a game where you need 2 Elders and 2 Barons to win, obviously something went wrong, but at the same time, it's also credit to Vitality, because I felt like, you know, you lost Soul at minute 24, and even you still made it a competitive game, even though ultimately you ended up losing.
Well, I want to talk about actually what was the game-breaking moment of the game, because as we said, Vitality had the initiative in a lot of the early game plays, but then I feel like Mkoi stacking up those Drakes up until the point they were able to fight and open up the map and brand the game. And is there a specific play that I really want to show us?
Yeah, I mean, there's really one moment that comes to mind that I would love to talk through together with Oprema here, and
Let's
it's
go back
really
in the game, then.
Elder Dragon is spawning in 1 minute and 15 seconds. So, what is your goal here as Mkoi? You just pushed out this top lane and now you're recalling. So we wanted to highlight what are they doing from base, Oprema?
Well, the vision denial is just incredible, because right now they got tempo on the top lane. Now they will exit here, and if you can speed it up a little bit, they will just waltz here because the Baron is still up. It still feels like, you know, the bigger threat on the map is this Baron, but Mkoi is playing so well around this mid wave and identifying that this is the proper way where you get control. And even though Naknako now finds one way to walk into this river and, you know, establishes the foothold of control for Vitality, from this point on, if we can just play it from Vitality's point of view, it's just nigh impossible to get any semblance of control here.
So step 1, Mkoi, they've denied the Baron setup. What do they need to do now? Transition that to bot side?
Yes, because right now you want to sync up these objectives and make it so that when both of them are up, Vitality is in this sort of standoff where they don't really know where to choose. And now Jojo in Fogo 4, we already see he is TPing here because he knows that it's so important to have numbers advantage and to be here in position for this mid wave. And right now, Fleshy and Linzas, they're already a little bit desync. They need to pick one side of the map where they want to walk in. They can either choose around here to walk in for the vision, or they go into top side. But with Elder being up, you know that you always lose the game if you don't go for this Elder. So if you can roll the clip now, look what happens to Fleshy out of desperation.
Yeah, I mean, he really tries to get any kind of semblance of vision here, but he disrespects the fact that Pop is sitting in his bush waiting for him. The sweeper doesn't spot Elioya because he's actually looping around, and they're getting a little bit impatient here, but it's natural to get impatient because look, you have 0 vision over this area, and you feel like if you don't get a semblance of vision, if you don't get a single ward in there before the Elder spawns, they're just gonna camp, hit you with their harpoons, hit you with the Orianna balls when you walk in, and then it's gonna be impossible to take back that area.
And now it's just the double down. Elioya is still there. Mkoi is still not pulling down towards the Drake at all. They just keep making these sort of vision plays, and for me, that's all I wanted to share, because what happened wasn't that this was the critical moment of the game. I felt like this was the play that showed the best at what Mkoi has been doing well this game, because it's always been about getting there first, putting vision now, because there were times where we saw Vitality even have the goal lead, but it felt really hard for them to get anything.
I mean, it really did feel like from that first Dragon that Elioya got this game that was kind of free for them, they really made sure to hammer home these early Dragon setups. They were always there first. They were always setting up the vision and highlighting here the support jungle's proximity. I feel like Elioya and Alvaro always walked in really early together. We want to highlight, we always praise these two because they still keep doing it. It is their bread and butter play. Elioya and Alvaro know how to control the pace of the game. They know when to get the vision, and they know how to play for these objectives, and I think they did so masterfully.
So synergy on point. They knew exactly how to execute their game plan. Mkoi is back. For me, Mkoi is completely back here.
Mkoi is back, but it was also an interesting game from the side of Vitality, because now they're facing someone who is doing what they do, but just a little bit better, because I feel like Vitality still had, you know, ways to get back into this game. Even though in the play we just showed, and even in the third Drake, or many of these objectives in the game, what happened is this sort of skipping steps, because we saw earlier, all they have to do, walk down the mid lane, make people show, start face shaking. You can't face shake without numbers advantage, but now Mkoi also knows this playstyle, this book that they need to deny this vision, and Vitality just hit a wall.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see where this series takes us, because I remember when I was playing, and I had these teams where like dragons is everything, and it started going where when everyone prioritized these dragons, suddenly you're there, not 30 seconds before, not 1 minute before, but like 2 minutes before dragon, everyone is staying there in the river to try to hold the points. So I want to see how it evolves throughout this series. Is the dragon priority going to be so obscure that all the players are standing there in the river 1.5 minutes before this dragon?
Before this week, when we were prepping for the show, we've talked about the fact that Vitality won a lot of games, also this split of the fact that they have a really specific play style that works for them. But can they go away from this? Do you feel like they have more tricks up their sleeves?
Well, the thing is, whatever trick you have up your sleeve or whatever playstyle you have up your sleeve, it still leads to Drake. All roads lead to the Drake, you know? So the question is rather, can you find ways in the early game where you can get leads so that when it comes to this objective setup, you set them well, you have advantage, it makes it hard for Mkoi to walk in. And we saw that this game as well. They had goal leading up to the third take and they still dropped the ball. So I would still challenge them to replicate this and just execute a little bit better.
I mean, it's hard to say. I feel like it's all about seeing the bigger picture. I feel like Vitality's game, they got a lot of early kills, but did they transition that into objectives? No, they didn't. They weren't able to do that. They weren't able to do it, and I feel like I would love to see Vitality sewn back into this kind of mindset where, okay, I don't care if we get kills, we gotta make sure we get something out of it.
Well, Vitality cannot play for first place anymore after losing this game, but let's see if they can bring this series to 3 games. Hystérix, c'est à toi pour la deuxième partie.
Yeah, vous, parlez-vous français?
Notice that you didn't ask me that.
Do you speak French?
No.
Okay, well, that's good. Good. So, ça va? And my response is, yeah, not bad. But Odo, what happens if I don't have...
Deutsch.
What if I don't have sleeves?
Hablo un poco español.
Can you say in Spanish, what if I don't have sleeves? Like, that's a big problem. No. That's a really big problem, and I'm now contemplating.
I can say, hand me the jump leads the chickens have escaped in Spanish.
Oh, okay.
Dame los cables de batería, los pollos he escapado.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah.
I
only remember the useless phrases you say.
I can say, this is my bicycle in Russian, which is это мой велосипед. That's very relevant. That's perfect. I'm ever caught out in a Slavic country, then I can use that.
I feel like this is the most valuable stuff that we could have said right
This
here,
is important before our game too.
It is. No, which of course, has incredible stakes and all that, whatnot.
It does. Game 1 was a little bit slow off the bat, but to be fair, tense for quite a while. But Mkoi are 1 step away from locking in first. I mean, right now they have the coolest thing to do, which is to 2-0 and really stuff it to KC because, earlier in the split, if you missed out, it was the Mkoi KC game that, KC ended up winning. KC ended up winning 2-1.
It was really tight, too.
It was really tight. A lot of people said that it should have been an Mkoi win, but...
Well, not even that. Yikes said it should have been on a PGL, too, just saying, I don't know how we won that one.
There you go.
They clutched it out in 2 back-to-back Elder fights, the first of which the Elder wasn't taken, and they came back for a second run at it. Vladion Victor did a ton of damage into the draft for our second game of the day. And yeah, I feel like
I vreme za drugu partiju dana. Pauza se malo razdužila, ali svakako spremni smo da uletimo u game. I dalje mislim da koji samo dobi. Interesantno kako je Patch odmah prešao na... Sad svi biraju crvenu stranu. Moram da priznam da je relativno čudno, ali dobro.
Da, ja mislim kad je počeo Fearless, ja sam bio uveren da je crvena strana, lošija. Bio sam i pre Fearlessa u fazonu da je crvena strana lošija, zato što uvek postoje čempioni koje moraš da baneš na crvene da ne bi bili prespikovani na plavoj.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be something about this top lane matchup, right? If I think of the people that cook more. That being said, Vitality, they cook in general. Sometimes they overcook. And much like the game, sometimes you're just throwing picks across, I don't know, hot air balloons with the stoves on fire. It's not exactly the easiest thing to put out all the time. But yeah, choosing red side, that does really mean you're giving some player on the Rift a ton of
se plaše
Gwen left up and available.
Mirvinovog last pick up.
Another champ that maybe just didn't want to fight against Renekton for this game, but Jax is still up. And Nucko does play Jax, so... I mean, again, I don't think Gwen is that blindable. I think there are many options here, and I'm curious to see what Nako has.
That's a genuine hover. In fact, Finn was checking.
Uzeo sam bananu i ona je stajala na kraju frižidera i skroz se jedan deo nije zaledio.
Sad jedeš sladoled od banane. Banana sik, ali na kraju su lokovali Yasua. Prvi pik na crvenoj strani, ja nemam reči.
Da, ne znam šta. Ja, sorry. Vidjeli su Gwen.
It is most likely for Nako, as you said, Namira. Solo queue has been checked, and he's playing a hell out of this.
Nako's been playing this his entire time on Vitality. Linsus locks in that shins out. That is a knock-up for him as well with the 3 talent strike. And
that's true.
Point and click. I mean, way back in the day, we used to see stuff like Yasuo, Lee Sin, and stuff like that in the mid-jungle. Shinzao is, 1, an S-tier jungler right now, and 2, does have that targeted knock-up, which can be very, very good in some side lane play. The problem is, if you end up putting that ult through, and you're doing that on top of a Cyclone, you die. Horribly. So if Yoya can get in to kind of back up the first.
A zašto nisu uzeli Wukonga?
Yasuo is many things.
Kad su već uzeli Yasua?
Yeah, and especially with double AD topside so far.
A ne preferiraju da imaju knock-up za njega.
Extra value here in this game.
You forget how valuable that is.
I mean, it's so good, and part of the reason why Stone Skin just feels like one of the most broken passives for a jungler. Add into the mix, now you've got Yone as well, so side lane accountability goes up for Mkoi.
Yo, got all of the Ionian windy boys.
Aj sad još i Masterija da neko uzme.
Careful the wording there. So Vitality, you need to match.
Iskreno, Garen mid protiv Yona.
The Yone, there's no Aurora, which does quite well. The Annie does quite well into them too. The Orianna's gone. A lot of your choice matchups into the Yone missing right now. Do you lock in something?
Syndra?
I mean, Syndra into Wukong feels a little awkward.
Yeah, I guess
they're choosing to. I mean, potentially an option. Not going to rule it out, right? Would outrange a lot of the team.
Oh,
think
what happened?
Draft has gone through. Well, Nautilus was locked in and then was not. And now we've got 3v3. Lock it in, 3v3.
Oh my God, it's back. Twisted Tree Line. It's back. This is the grand reveal.
Dude, I used to play against this one. There was like this one guy that used to do Heal Ignite Alistair in Challenger Twisted Tree Line way back in the day. I miss him. If you're out there, I miss you. I remember you using
I remember some annoying person OC used to play Twisted, you know, Halo Blade Shen with
Meni isto fali Twisted Tree Line. Dosta volao da igram.
Kane was the most broken champion on that game. For those of you that missed out on Twisted Tree Line, you missed out on something special.
That's like people who missed out on the grand days of like Maple Story. You know?
Yeah.
Like they missed out on
like, I don't know, people that weren't there for like the release of like the Meteor album from Linkin Park.
Svi što je meta na Twisted Tree Line-u bila ona. Što smo imali split ili pola splita. Ono kao da igraš supporta i samo sve feeduješ CS-i u Masterija, ono, u džungli. Ne znam kako se to zvalo, beše.
Pa, ne sjećam se, ali znam na šta misliš.
Znaš kad si igrao Tarik i onda ga onako ide sa Tarikom ili tako nečim i ono kao...
Fanelovanje,
samo sve
ne? Fanelovanje.
Jeste, bilo je to.
Ja mislim da je fanelovanje bilo isto.
To je bila meta na 23 line.
And the Kai'Sa themselves as well, which is interesting because that's mixed damage.
Xayah, Sivir, Kai'Sa, the champions which defend themselves a little easier from that bot lane. What?
Okie dokie. Twisted Fate mid.
Okay. I don't expect to see that champion that much. This is a rare Twisted Fate pick. It's typically been okay into very mobile champions, but you got to imagine that's pretty vulnerable into Wukong, into Gwen that can press the W.
Sivir now just locked in, has a no button for both Nautilus, for both Twisted Fate. Rom as well, I have to be honest. The angle's not looking that good with so much defense now.
What's going to happen is Vitality will try and, you know, gold card or knock up from the Nautilus pointing.
Volio bi da znam šta se događa ovdje, ali ne ide.
Vitality draft je kriminalno trenutno šta rade.
Mkoi once again find themselves with a ton of defensive tools. The Xayah we talked about does come in for Kazi. He has been exceptional.
Ja volim da gledam TF-a. Ne znam baš da li volim da gledam na čajku, ali vidjet ćemo. Šta imaju? Xin single target knockup.
Tehnički ima ulti, ali...
Like hard 80 damage.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Nautilus has magic, I guess. But hey, I'm still looking at that. I'm saying for Vitality, is the damage profile enough? Even though you don't have hard tanks, Brom's there, Wukong's there.
Yeah.
Gwen is a bruiser. Like, it does feel like Mkoi, if they just chill in this game, if they have a decent early game, it should be a run over. If they scale to mid game, it should be fine. It's up to Vitality with this Yasuo first pick to blow us out of the water.
Neka, podržavam. Igrajte na ruke, nabadajte se, dajte nam bude zanimljivo. Dajte da game ne traje 45 minuta. Ja sam 1/1 za to.
The other side, if I'm Mkoi, I'm feeling pretty happy with this draft as well. You got plenty of disengaged tools. I think that Elura is a really good Wukong. Mirwin has done a ton of work on the Gwen over time as well. Can they get that 2-0 and secure themselves first? Find out on the rift.
Okay, Drew, if you didn't say hi back to that guy,
we will fight.
I will come over to Sweden. Yeah. I will take you out. Okay, all right, in game, of course. But you better be saying hi right now. You better be waving at your screen. If a co-streamer gets called out, you better give them love. You better send them a big kiss. That's what we're about here in the LEC, all about the love and the love of this game and the love of watching this series. I'm hoping continues to ramp up. Quick reminder, Vitality are out of the running for first in this group, but they can still take a 2-1. KC would like Vitality to win this second game, but holy. Yeah, that person, you know.
Holy, okay.
They're probably talking about the start of this draft. I don't know what we think.
Wait, was that guy's name Lando the Hutt?
Nice.
I mean, cool.
Good.
AU, I suppose. Yeah, we get the brothers matchup.
But wrong lanes, you know?
Wrong lanes.
Wrong lanes, guys.
We will get a side lane at some point between them. Surely we'll have that at some point.
And Yasuo is nuts indeed. I think Galio was up, wasn't it?
It was.
But I mean, running into a Yone does seem a bit int, but I'm just trying to think of better options in this game.
No, I'm just really surprised by this TF, which is, I popped off when it was picked in, because I didn't expect something so vulnerable to be picked in. Yes, it technically is. You know, another global playmaker. It can be very, very dangerous if you ult into the right place on the map, but you're very single target. Braum can block off your gold card for someone else who's stood behind you as well. If this comes to a 5v5,
imaju kako da igraju to je fair. To je razmišljam. Braum, Shield, Sivir, Spell Shield, Gwen, Immune. Imaju dosta načina da igraju u TF-a.
The dish is any good.
Well, we got to really just leave it up to mid jungle in this game. Look for Chayek level 6 and look to see what Linces can do early. The stretch line comes into bot. Nice little trade. Alvaro gets something back here as Kazi. He's going to be amassed upon by Super. That's a heal burned out by Alvaro nice and early. And a quick reminder for you that Linces and Elyoya, I mean, these guys are at the heart of it all now. Obviously, the stats changed since game 1, but the biggest thing to take away is that, like, Linces is very active around this mid lane. He needs to do that again here. He definitely needs to do that here this game.
And you can see that Linces not really going towards his bot lane as much. He goes towards mid lane. So take a gold card there on Chayek. It's been a little while since we've seen the Twisted Fate come through. A lot of it is about that auto-attack spacing. You know, you don't have much sustain in your equip, or any at all if you don't run something like the Fleet Foot. Like really good trading.
Yeah.
Punishing the early levels of the Yone where you're a little weaker in lane.
You know, Twisted Fate at MSI got such a bad rap. Obviously, never won, right? But
showed your bust.
It was literally one of the worst performing picks alongside the Kalista. That's why, again, it had such a bad rap, and people were like, oh, this was like the bait pick of the meta, I think, of the tournament.
Dobro, na knaku igra lomi ovog Gwen trenutno.
Ma Knako igra Yasuo i ona na topu. U solo queue također.
Da, mislim igra je na masteru. To je okej, to je okej.
Champions like Rumble, you see this very commonly on because you get your second point in your major ability, like this is the Q from the Mirwin, Gwen, and then you get a bit more chance to play things back. Narco wanted to head down and put some vision in towards River. Both junglers were heading towards that top side a little, and this is where the matchup gets a little bit more interesting. Of course, now junglers potentially could come and interfere.
Narco clean, and so far remember he's playing lethal tempo. He's getting some good autos off as well. That Steel Tempest just touches the end of Mirwin, or rather the start, and he gets lowers. Look at his roam in as well. That's Linces waiting for maybe an overextend or maybe a jungle gank in himself. Meanwhile, the 2v2 kicking off yet again. Mid's going to get a bit of attention. Elyoya is coming in onto Chayek. Bit of damage, but there's no knock-up from Jojo. So he can't really do too much here to set up for the gank.
I think when our first big plays go, obviously the level 6 is where the first big plays kind of come through, but good trading there actually from Jojo. The thing about this kind of mid lane matchup is that it looks very, very different after each reset. One big trade comes in, someone has to play very far back, and right here, you know, before this, Chayek was actually trading very well with Jojo. Well, you know, Chayek's now come back in, he's got himself his first back boots and Dark Seal, but he took one bad trade and suddenly Jojo has control of the lane. Kind of ping-pongs like that.
The dagger reducing Q cooldown as well, trading ability enhanced, and as you say, the push is coming in through mid. CS falling off a little bit here from Chayek. He's already burned his TP, so might be a level 6 where he just quickly returns the lane, but the biggest thing is that Chayek has got to get this map moving as Jojo, it's getting better and better here as well, getting more aggressive with the trades.
Worth noting that with the Yone, you don't cleanse CC with your E anymore, but you still kind of travel back to your starting point. You can kind of, you know, use that travel time where you're still CC to kind of weight off some of it.
Okay.
I've been watching a fair amount of content from Tempest. He's a really big
player
recently as well. Hang on a second, there's nasty damage there. But,
da ima neki flash. Flashku basic možda dobije kill, ovako ništa od toga.
If you go towards something like that recurve bow, the on-hit damage really early on really makes a difference because it's about the same attack speed as the Berserker Reeves anyway nowadays, ever since they know.
Yasuo ima 3 daggera.
Can't exactly remember, not gonna lie. But yeah, he has gone for the Berserker. Speaking about that, you see, could have listened to Tempest.
Could have posted. But what's more interesting, you know, Chayek has just gone for the Moby boots.
Oh so yeah, the Symbiotic Souls.
The Swift Fawn Bound, whatever you call it. You could pull up any name at this point.
No, but for that one.
Remember again, guys, no enhanced recall early. That was the biggest change where we stopped seeing it. You know, on the Talias, on the rare cases of supports. You have to get your 150 Teemo's worth of movement, and then you get the enhanced recall. But you do get 10 move speed extra out of combat. That's what really counts here as well. So he's at 55 extra move speed when he doesn't hit.
And it really tells you about the playstyle what Chayek is going to put in here. He wants to shove, he wants to roam, and he wants to make plays. Not making plays like this, though.
Line going in, forces the flash, but the fate gets sealed, and Chayek maybe 2 with it. A Winter's Bite sets him up with a regain. Lens is here in the neck of time.
Wow, to je bio pravi Wukong, šta?
He's taking a while to die. That passive is so
Dobro, primaju damage-a.
comes in as well. The stun and the re-engage. Lenses comes in, but he
Triumf. Triumf.
Ajaj. Dodge-ovo je flash, okej.
It's just too good.
Ili ovaj hitovo 6 pre Linkasa I Braum je Braum.
Shield blocking out autos and Qs. The heal onto the Wukong as well. So close to being an outplay there from Chayek. I thought he had the extra damage, but really that Braum coming up tops there.
Fleshy close to dying as well with the Winter's Bite coming out. The excess damage of Jojo snapping back too as a 1v1 with top laners to set up the last breath. Mirwin in kill threat. He's got his exhaust out. Use it a little bit later and it's going to save his life. Into the wind wall, the needles will fly. Mirwin gets out alive though, and that's what matters for him.
Yeah, good 1v1 there from Nagnako. We're talking about him having a bit of a specialty pick here on the Yasuo. He's played it a lot in solo queue, played it once or twice here on the pro stage as well. And I mean, he's had a couple of Duff games on it too, you have to mention. He's had that, what was there, a 0-10 game in there at some point? It was a pretty nasty one. Super left alone on this top side.
Line won't connect, but gets Fleshy closer. On the hunt has been popped. Super is going to get out of there, and Kazi at the wave in an okay spot, but it's going to reset, meet in the middle, and I've got to say, for Vitality in this early game, the only real win right now is Nagnako in that lane. He's got a 20 CS lead, but bot again, Super's out CSing Kazi this series in a big way.
Yes, and that Civ is so annoying to play against if you don't get that big lead. Hook into the shield. Lens is coming up.
Kazi's stepping up with no health bar. He's confident. The feathers will fly out, but Super, he just spell shields.
Super samo čeka.
Lenses doesn't get a spear to become lightning and find his way in.
Sa 2 praćke se udaraju.
Now, and Lens is full HP with level 6.
I wonder if Kazi was trying to, I don't know, make an outplay, throw a Q midway through the pullback, see if he can bait out the spell shield for the wrong ability. Doesn't manage to do much there. And now with no HP, no ult on your AD carry, Grub's very likely to go over the full set towards Mkoi. Super still around this top side of the map, pushing in. So it should just be 3 for Mkoi. Say that actually Super recalling himself. Vitality does think they can sneak one. I don't think they're approaching the pit.
No, I mean, it's a clear down from Lensis. He's going for his buffs instead for now. Raptors and thinking about it, okay, maybe I come in a little bit late. As Fleshy looks for the gank, Super tries to push the wave. Dredgeline into depth charge. AORUS on the way to help out, but Kazi's too low. Fleshy, very over-ambitious as 3 grubs at the end. All 3 go over to Mkoi. This early game is quickly turning tails and heads, and Mkoi don't mind.
I mean, Super's just seen both different bot laners walk up to him, cast an ult, and he just doesn't care.
He doesn't care at all.
He just doesn't care, just pops a spell chain and goes, alright.
Super versus this comp, like,
Odličaj.
showing its head now mid. Let's ask, how does
Op.
Triac get out?
Nikako.
He does not.
Triac goes down very simply.
Triac does not get out.
Not safely going forwards.
Opa! Opa! Ko je jači?
Brat ili brat?
Nako je pogodio sve i jedno kut, to je nevjerovatno.
Da, dobra igra, ozbiljno dobra igra.
That's a cool interaction you don't get to see much.
I mean, that's just a samurai movie. That's fantastic. Love this stuff. I mean, the teleports in from first Alvaro.
To ti kad zna matchup. Ulti ga blinka iza, bukvalno zna ono sve.
This is actually a problem with Vitality around this early game so far. Both the first ults have not been that successful from the TF. They've been used in mid lane itself. Has not been able to get outside of this lane, and that's a huge problem for Vitality.
Now being in top lane as well, I mean, he doesn't have the ulti, he has TP. He's matching Super for now, but Super probably cheering that he can just stay here isolated and keep his CS lead. Lince is taking this first dragon. Is a small win this game for Vitality, considering how Mkoi have really been keeping up the pace, especially since they lost those 3 grubs as well. But TF in a side lane just not going to have the same effect like the Yasuo too. Nice when you have good split pushes like Yone, like Gwen, to utilize it for themselves. So fact is, Vitality get this objective.
Kako čeka. Okej, ajmo. Opet.
I mean, Kurosawa couldn't write the better himself, could he? Nako doing pretty well at the...
It's like a Kojima kind of thing, you know? That's the level we're at.
I'm just saying... Wait, hang on, whoa. Look, I'm a big Kojima fan, but Kurosawa is like the samurai guy.
I don't...
He's the guy.
I don't know who that is, that's probably why.
Like, the greatest samurai movie director of all time.
What did he direct?
Seven Samurai is the big one which he did. It's like a 3+ hour epic of crazy stuff. Star Wars was actually really influenced by them as well.
Okay, well, now I'm listening. Okay.
You learn something new every day. Fun facts.
I mean, Kojima makes games.
But he's great too. No, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying, like, there is a tier list here.
Bro, the Death Stranding, like, that, whatever happened in that game is crazy, you know? Like, that was a movie in itself.
Yeah, it was.
That's crazy. Also, the fact that, I forgot the actor's name, but he's...
Walking Simulator, Death Stranding.
Yeah. The guy that's in every Kojima production ever.
To sam ja kad radim Lens.
The Walking Dead.
The actor, gamer, actor, you know?
Yeah. Nako, I mean, the more I look at this, you know, we can joke about samurai movies and the like and, you know, famous game directors. Nako is the hope for Vitality here. He has significant ability to outplay, but he needs help. There are 3 people currently in his lane.
And Mirwood with the need to work out, no win wall. Nako's in so much trouble.
Lepo.
He flashes away after getting a still Tempest knockup. Help from Fleshy, please! Get me out! The president shall survive as he runs by Fleshy's side. Mkoi, that's a flash.
Oni ih stali vijaju. Pusti ga! A dobro.
Fleshy's got a concussive blow in his head.
Ništa spec. Svi su oni veliki talenti, Mato, i niko na kraju ne bude ništa spec. Mislim da jedina osoba koja je opravdala hype je Kalist.
I Vladi.
A Vladi nije imao hype. Realno. Vladi je dobar ruki, ali nije bilo hype-a iza njega gde su bili kao da, on je sljedeći, bez ono šta god. Dobar igrač u KC Blue.
Nako je stigao... što?
Dobro, to je ništa int samo. To je klona bez razloga.
What? Ti vidio odakle je on njega ultao?
Da, pa dobro, ja su ulti ima veliki range.
Ja nisam znao da ima toliki range.
Da, ja su ulti ima ogromno range.
This is how I expect a lot of the game to play out. It is about those very quick collapses, trying to play around these quick bits of CC from Northless, from the gold card, and on the other side, potentially...
Malo griš to otišu ult na klona, ali da. Možda su mislili da je na cooldownu klon.
Good knockup to get the double CC, flash away from the wrong Q. Nago does everything he can. But you know, TF is on the other side of the map. He's not going to be able to ult down to this side.
Čak da je bacio taj... Ne znam zašto nije bacio taj tornado na kraju uopšte. Možda nije hteo da stane? Da baci animaciju?
Moguće.
Ne, nisu nam pokazali ovaj poslednji deo, to se možda vidim taj...
I mean, again, we've told you multiple times about his value in this game. That Twist of Fate needs to get on the map. And, you know, we've kind of said in this game that Mkoi, as I'm about to sneeze on Mira, it's alright, it's about early.
I'm just telling, well, Vitality, the bees, they bring some pollen.
They do. I'm pretty sure I'm allergic to hay. Or fever. I've got the fever of hay fever. I am allergic to pollen. I don't know. I just think I'm allergic
We'll
to
get that sometime.
There must be dust in this studio.
Narco is actually nuts. He's pretty good at League of Legends, I hear.
There must be dust in this studio, kaže čovjek. Proziva jadne čistače, to nije fair, kolega.
Toksikasteri. Sve što imam da kažem.
Being started by Mkoi. With not on the same side of the map, I doubt Vitality want anything to do with this.
He's also got Rod of Ages and Fast Boots. So right now, he has a little bit of damage, but his gold card is the primary tool. As Nako looking again onto Mirwin. The damage is nice. I mean, Blade of the Ruined King, the original one to do it was this guy.
Yeah, he was. I mean, if you think about it, back in season 3 and season 4, wait, you're talking about in this game or just in terms of...
No, I'm talking about Yasuo.
I mean, there's been a lot of people that fell on him at the time.
He came out a little bit before Yone.
I think Vayne wants a word with you there. Kazi getting a good trade onto Super.
Oh, but Super just holding on, nicely done. Kazi getting exhausted, Alvaro's in as well. Now that we get the Destiny out, Kazi's feathers go to one more. Super sniped! I think that guy's Australian. That came right back.
Super with the sharp shooting there takes down Kazi, who initially thought
Fotone, sve ti je oprošteno. Septiko, sve ti je oprošteno, ne znam o čemu pričamo.
Rainman, vraćaj se. Trebaš nam.
Na! Lagani Timo. Gde se njega setio?
Ne znam, pao mi na pamet.
Vitality are burning and Mkoi are lighting the fuse.
And it's another time where Vitality just can't start the fight on their terms. Kazi tries to go in for a hard trade and just does not expect Mkoi to have the players there at the play ready and waiting to disengage and to help out their teammate. Mirwin again with the 3 grubs, going to be pushing in towards this top side as well. Mkoi takes so much across the map off of one poorly timed engage from Vitality.
It just seems like such a hard game, and you look at the individual gold leads, how a Sivir is up this much this early. Just comes to how well Super's been playing in the lanes throughout this series.
Ma Chan igra za Fnatic sledeće godine. Mali Chana.
Legitimno, legitimno. Sviđa mi se Khan na reference. I dalje ga zovemo polu Chan, polu Chen. I dalje se nismo dogovorili kako ćemo ga zovemo, to sam izvalio.
Rale, ja ga zovemo Chan? Ti ga zoveš Chen? A da.
Ja ga zovem Chen, jer Jackie Chen zovemo Chen, ne zovemo ga Jackie Chan, a isto se piše. Jer kao nije Jackie Chan, iako je verovatno Chan kod njih, tako da malo je to zbunjujuće.
Da, moram da vidim kako mu se piše korejsko ime, mogu bi reći. Da ću da vidim. EBL Summer 2025, evo ga. Možda piše Chan, okej. Chan, da. Chan Ho tehnički, ali Chan Ho kao. Pošto mu odatle dolazi, pretpostavljam.
It used to be the case where they get double the crit, but you know, a little bit less value from it. Now they just get double the crit, which is kind of nasty. Narco and Jojo.
Igrao je za Sandbox Academy? Nisam ni to znao. Bio je u ovome Fear Extra, okej. Akademiji prije toga.
Mislim da nema pronunciation na sajtu, zar ne? Mislim, kapiram da Kinezi pronuncuju Chan, ali mi to čitamo kao Chen.
Zato što mu je od srednjeg mu je... Zato što je srednji mu je Chan tehnički, Chan Ho bi bilo. Tako da onda je Chan kod nas. Jer ovaj karakter na Hangulu se može čitati kao Chan, kao Č.
Da, to ti kažem, oni ga čitaju Č, ali mi ga čitamo Chen, zar ne? Jer mi Jackie Chana čitamo Chen, a ne Jackie Chan. To je poenta.
Aha, dobro, da, ja gledam kako se čita kao...
Fonetički.
Da, fonetički korejski, kako bi pročitao.
Tako je, da, zato ti
kao
kažem.
Jang Chan-ho bi bilo, ali... Njegovo ime, pretpostavljam da mu iz Chan došlo iz imena, okej. Nak-nako. 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 Okej, nak-nako. Nak-nako. Ne. Nak-nako. Da, promašio.
Ovo dve nema imun. Ovo Mirvin Hill. Šta? Zaborit se mi što je rekao.
Vitality walk away with a 2-for-1, which will open up the Atakan, which is a big objective. This gives you a ton of XP and that adaptive force from the petals which come through. You know, initially I thought, well, you know, is Naka going to have to, you know, play defensively? No, absolutely not. Good wind wall in the brush stops some damage coming through as well from stuff like ricochets and Qs, and then he gets the Wukong down. No Cyclone in the fight.
Nak-nako. Ima flash na kraju. A ne, bacio flash. Malo je falilo da uzme kill.
Basically both the Fed members. Super doesn't die, but he doesn't do any damage after Nak-nako's dealt with him.
I thought Nak-nako got a two-man knock-up, but it was a clone and Yoya, so...
He got the real one in there,
He got the real one there, yeah.
Earlier we got a little bit better. It's like, oh yeah, just the, you know, ultimate just the clone. This time he hit the real one too.
The mechanics are clean, and maybe I overglazed a little bit, but I think for Vitality, it was a very well-won fight where Mkoi...
A ne, uš.
Timing, I guess. He is dead. Triax here, he can't save the play, he can't even get a kill, and even with Lichbane, there just ain't enough damage in the kit.
I've been so impressed with Yoya and Alvaro, just always being at the right place on the map to predict the next play. I mean, first game, it meant that basically Vitality couldn't make plays with the Pantheon, and the Rise...
Znaš što će TFT da radi? Symbiotic Souls. TF je bukvalno samo setup. Mada dobro, imaš i Asua te nosi kasnije, realno. Imaš Zaju, tako da možda i mi neće lekovati damage. TF mi je uvijek toko čudan heroj kasnije. Mislim, ja volim TF-a, stvarno obožavam ga u kompetitivu. Ali činjenica da bukvalno kasnije postaje stambot koji ne radi baš u Brauma i ne radi u Sivir, malo mu komplikuje partiju.
Even high definition of play when someone like El Yoya gets the early game of his choosing. This game was definitely one of those where
high definition of play. Is it in like 1080? Are we talking like 4040?
4K.
Yeah.
And Mkoi at their peak,
he does have that right
I think they're ultra HD. They're like 8K.
Yeah. He's actually got a 412 resolution.
Tipu kad razmišljam o TF-u, ja se uvijek setim Bjergsenove partije iz... To je bio playoff 2020. Kad je TSM uspio da dobije kroz lower bracket kad su igrali protiv Cloud9-a. Gdje je Bjergsen bio ono full build Twisted Fate i tako trčao i kao baci jednu kartu i ako ta karta stanuje nekoga, taj neko je mrtav.
Dobro da nekada je TF imao malkice više agencija.
Da, to je bilo poslednja sezona pred Mitike, 2020.
Pa dobro, to nije, mislim to je pre durability patcha, zar ne?
Da.
Durability patch je promenio LoL, ono, u srž igrice je promenio, bukvalno. Ma idi. Aaaa, Jojo! Promaši si TF-a koji staje u mestu.
And the Yasuo can't do much about it. Mkoi getting a huge fight, which earns them the dragon as well.
He's running for his life. He had the ghost out.
Šta Twisted Fate radi? Mislim, ništa.
This Twisted Fate has done little.
By the way, the title of Better Brother depends entirely on who wins the last team fight. So it was Yasuo up until that. It's the way that Brothers rules, those who the siblings all know.
True.
And Jojo will go back to why and how he ended up earning that title. Yoya, oh my dude, this guy gets such a good cycle into backline. Easy force of that Zyre ultimate. Kazi then has to deal with two solo laners in melee range of him. He cannot deal with that. Jojo cleans up, it's a ton of kills, and it's a wipe.
Now he did miss the Q.
Still fine, lads.
It's still fine.
Is it?
It's
I
like
don't know.
chill, kind of.
Okay. I'm not sure.
Okay.
No, Kazi's right.
That's what you have to say on stage. That is what you have to say on stage. Someone has to be calming them down because Vitality, they are now behind 5k, and we can.
All good, guys. We got late. We win.
You have to chill out and find extra angles in. You do have 3 items onto the Twisted Fate, including the rapid fire cam, which unlocks a huge amount of utility. They've not really been able to do a crazy amount with the Twisted Fate in terms of individual picks. That needs to change, I think, if they're going to mount now what would be a comeback in this game.
Ja mislim da u tom fightu najviše uradio je Ljoja, a ne Jojo, a ajde. Ako hoćemo da napravimo da je Jojo bio. Jer Ljoja njih troje ultova nijotko i nisu znali šta im se dešava.
Is he going to have a target to use his exhaust on as Mir went pretty close to the inner turret? Nak is trying to set him up. I don't know if Chayak's going to do like a little warp step.
Jer ne znam da li Nak dobija više ta 1 na 1, mislim da ne.
Mislim da da, mislim da ne. Da, mislim ja da ne. Jer nezgodno mu je zato što on dok ne dođu do Infinity je sad baš i u problemu kao Yasuo.
It doesn't necessarily need that teleport to reach a play in the same kind of way. Vitality, can they find themselves a play on the side? Jojo doesn't
jako ne igraš.
Jon.
Kazi almost just got 1v2'd him. That's with Jojo.
Jon je champion, definitivno.
Je, da, kvalitet.
I mean, he's the guy who's making the plays.
Yeah.
Got that triple kill, has rolled into, the shield bow, lost the QSS, got a pickaxe on top of it. This Yonic does damage.
Jedva čekam da Navi pobedi sljedeću seriju. Jao, ljudi, kad se moje proročanstvo ostvari, vi niste svesni. Ovo će biti jedini game koji navijam za Navi, jer ih ne gledamo 4 mjeseca. A posle kad se vrate, ko zna? Jer nije više ruk.
Nako igra sam, čovjek.
Mkoi know that this game is in the palm of their hands. Vitality looking for one themselves, using that Twisted Fate. Jojo goes deep, but it doesn't matter. Into Lenses, he cares not. He's got life still, but he's got one hell of a damage output. Dredgeline in at melee range, but there's a door in the way. Glacial Fissure out, slows down. Alvaro trying to bait out. He's exhausted. Teleport's coming back up for Chayak, and now we just find out what does that play really mean, because it didn't do too much. It doesn't open up Baron for either team. Alvaro's low. There's a dredge line again, but Mkoi just resetting.
So hard to chunk through that brawn when he's got that shield up too. And of course, we talked about Vitality, the pressure's on them. I mean, you could say it's on Mkoi as well, although they look very, very calm here, so perhaps not. They win this game, they do secure first in this group over Calming Core, despite the fact that they did lose that 2-1 series to them. They could leapfrog them, face Fnatic in the first round of playoffs instead.
Ok. A Jojo, ovo je malo loš fight, nije Wukong dovoljno blizu. Sad nije. Ajmo li Oja, bravo. Bravo. Sad ti se vrati nazad na go... Ne, Brown.
Gdje je čvrta otišla?
Brown je shieldao. Irvin, Gvenizimio. Sad.
Sad ga bi.
Šiš.
Getting all 5 members of Vitality for just the cost of their mid laner. 5 for 1, Baron in tow.
Baron, 10,000 gold just about. It's replay time because Fleshy really wanted this fight. Well,
did, and Jojo in a great position, so you kind of jump forward and jump back. The shield from the Braum is doing so much work in these fights, and it allows them to extend them through to a better angle for Yoya, a better angle for Super as well. This Sivir gets to walk forwards and just freely auto-attack the entire fight. Doesn't have to flash, gets a ton of damage out. This Sivir just shreds him.
I was wondering why no one was hitting Kazi at the end of the fight, and it was like...
I've been in this situation before, like when we won LEC in 2020-21. But the draft was more playable, so like...
Auuu! Karzi isprozivao kočeve.
Alright, Karzi, you know what? Don't need to say it. Yeah, we just rewound. We're like, yo, delete the tape. I was gonna say that Super took a while to...
Ja mislim da najbolji play koji Vitality može da uradi da otpusti Kasa i da uzme Lukezija kao main coacha.
Mkoi's impact was insane. No, it was Jojo. Sorry, I meant Jojo. Jojo didn't die for a while.
No, but I think there's like a bunch of different things in there. You mentioned the Cyclone and Goy just blowing up and blowing up the backline and putting the Cyclone in place. The shield as well from Avara. There's so much disruption. Vitality, this is why 5v5s really were where they wanted to avoid, really. They wanted to get those picks somewhere else. They're not been able to do so. Jojo will be able to stop back onto Linces.
I think he can 1v2 at this point. I am convinced. Maybe without the IE, maybe it's going to be a hard task, but I'm convinced that Jojo's that strong. He's level 17 as well, and Nuko, the strongest, is now 15.
Super pushing in with his cohort of bodyguards. Yoya and Elvira saying, okay, you want to find a pick on him? Nope, we have the defensive crew here. Moving on the
Parzi, Infinity Edge mu nikad neće doći ovaj game. Nak može da završi Infinity, ali Mirvin ima Rapadon. Ali Distant Fate je tako useless.
Uzeo je Merge u gameu da gube, mislim, ovo je Vitality već bacio.
I kao šta sad Nak da uradi? Lik je stanovan ceo život bio tu. Ovaj game je 10 minuta brži, 15 i isti je gold lead. 15.000 gold. 30.000 golda lead u 2 gejma. Strašno.
Ok. Galaxy Brain Predict. Hvala puno. Ja se nadam da ste spremni, dragi gledalci, da nakon pauze od svega 15 minuta svedočite Naviju koji pobeđuje ne jedan game, ne, već čitavu seriju. Dobro ste čuli, tako da sve je cool. As for Navi. Tako da, da, budite spremni, 15 minuta pauze, vraćamo se u gameu broj 1 druge serije. I Navi, iako nisu ništa pobedili do sad, pazite šta sam rekao, 2-1 Navi sljedeća serija. Tu smo za 15 minuta.
And Jojo's Oriana in game 1, we talked about the way that he was just never giving himself really any opportunity to get jumped on by something like that Pantheon. I'm actually not throwing my hat in that. You decide yourselves, folks. You're actually allowed to.
It is difficult though. I agree. I feel like, you know, Jojo had great laning phases in both games. Jojo had mighty big impact. We were talking about Super was just a farm king as well, always relevant in fights, and on that Sipper was very strong at 25, you know, 30 minutes into the game. I think you could give it to any of them and it'd be well deserved. That looks like the Mkoi that was promised. That looks like the Mkoi that finished spring. Their fatigue from double international event, I think it's over. I think Mkoi are winding up, and now that they're first in the group, they've beaten KC, not in a best of 3, but in overall standings. That man standing on stage has done himself a service, not only to him and his team, but to Spain as well. Congratulations, and over to you.
Damn. Hysterix can yap. He said you did that not just for yourself, not just for your team, but for all of Spain. I don't know why he said that, but I guess that was for all of Spain too. I'm Dracos, obviously here with Elyoya in the Marriott Bonvoy post-game check-in. It was kind of a weird road. You are first, congrats. I don't think that this is probably where you expected to be after you guys lost that best of 3 to KC. So talk to me about the journey getting to first, man.
Well, when they lost to Vitality, we were quite surprised. It was something we didn't expect, and obviously we were really happy. But coming into today, we had like kind of a weird feeling. We were always laughing, but from today we could leave either 4th or 1st. So it was quite weird. But I mean, we knew that we were going to be for sure 1st. So after they lost, so yeah, we were confident.
Hey, look, man, it all worked out in the end. Respect. I talked to Zeph earlier. He said, like, the #1 thing for you guys to perform, and he was feeling confident about the 2-0, is just, like, are you coordinated? Are you playing on the same page? He said you can see it on stage, the players are vibing, and you can see it on the map. Do you feel like you showed that level of coordination, you showed that high level of play today that you guys are looking to strive for?
I mean, I think for sure. I think even in game 1, even though we didn't really snowball hard, I don't think they took... I mean, they took attack on Herald, but any Drake, we had really the control of all Drakes pretty much. So game 1 felt really in our control, and game 2, I think we had a much better draft and we just executed it better. So yeah, I think it was quite under control.
Yeah, I felt like I controlled one overall. I think the thing that is on my mind now, as much as Vitality in this series is interesting, is like you've got a week off, playoffs on the horizon, and you've secured a matchup versus Fnatic, which I think was the reason first seed felt so good, right? Not only are you at the top of bracket, you're against a Fnatic who's looked a little bit shaky. What can you tell me about that matchup? Is there anything in particular you guys are going to be focusing on to prepare for Fnatic as an opponent?
I mean, I still think Fnatic is a really strong team, and like they show really great performances individually. I would say Razork. I also think of Upset. Oscar has been playing much better also lately. So I think they are a really good and respectful opponent. We prefer them over G2, so we don't complain. Not like we want second, we want first place. But yeah, I mean, we also had some shaky performances. So if we fix them up, should be a convincing win from Mkoi. Let's see if it happens.
Okay, you say if we fix the map. But I feel like the map was fixed today. So how are we going to know, or how are you going to know coming into
I don't think it was today. I think today there were still some shaky performances. Like, we still need some more weeks of training. I think we benefit a lot from scrims. And yeah, I mean, anyways, I'm really confident that in these 2 weeks we are going to show a much better shape. And we are just ramping up for when it matters. That at the end, I think this best of 5 is going to be one of the most important of the year, if not like the most, because it makes us to worlds, which is what we want.
Yeah, look, one best of 5 away. You said it was a little bit shaky today, but ultimately you were the Kia player of the series, so congrats to you. Obviously, insane Wukong performance. Shout out to you. We're going to go to a quick break. When we return, Super and Alvaro will join Lore on the Analyst Desk to talk more. And congrats again to Mkoi on finishing first in the group.
Is the changing lanes guy.
Is he switching lanes?
He should change his in-game name to Changing Lanes.
I mean, sure, but his teammates will have a field day.
How come?
Well, think about it. Hey, changing lanes, what lane are you playing? Or changing lanes, you don't seem that good. Have you considered changing lanes?
Okay, I have a good one. Hey, Changing Lanes, have we considered changing games?
That's kind of rude.
But it's League of Legends, isn't it?
Red Bull gives you wings.
Want to level up beyond the Rift? Express like a legend and find your fastest server in one tap. Express in game without ISP throttling. Express and shield yourself from DDoS attacks. Express and choose the VPN trusted by gamers everywhere. Express VPN. Experience gaming the Express way. Fast, stable, competitive. It's time to Express. Scan to start your 14-day free trial. Subscribe to unlock free Hextech chests and keys.
Through the storm, feel the vibe align. Radiant rebels in the silent fray. In the pulse of dawn, we embrace the day. We find harmony in mayhem, fighting our own beat. Eyes ablaze
And welcome back to the desk ahead of our second series of the day. We're going to have GX versus Navi in just a couple minutes. But first things first, I have the Mkoi bot lane with me for a lot of things that we want to discuss. But first things first, Alvaro, Supa, congratulations on locking in first in your group. It's going to be hard because I'm going to have to turn back and forth, but you guys will understand why in just a single bit. How do you reflect on the run you had, locking in first and facing Fnatic in the next round?
So I think we had a bit of not the best weeks. I think into Navi it was not the best gameplay from our side, but I think also it's a process that we're trying to change a bit the way that we play, and I think sometimes it will look worse. I think today it was more stable, but still we can fix a lot of things and be prepared for Fnatic.
And I know that you guys have been talking a lot about practice in interviews and the fact that you guys came back late, took your time, easing into it. Was it worth it in the end? Do you feel like you're back at the level that is going to set you on fire for playoffs?
I mean, I think it's pretty good to rest in general.
Yeah.
You need to manage your energy because at the end we want to reach walls, and our season I think is like 2 months more. So I think we are focused on that, but we don't forget we need to win LEC again. We need to do it really well. So I think we come back late, but I think we put the more hours from all the LEC's team in the time. So I think this is really important, and I think we are improving slowly.
Yeah, peaking in Madrid and peaking for wealth, that is what we want. Guys, we saw your synergy on the Rift. We know that it is spot on, but I want to test your synergy off the Rift. We're going to play duo queue. You guys at home know the game. You have your heads here on sticks that you're going to hold. The goal is, I'm going to ask you questions. You have to give the same answer. If you don't give the same answer, you lose the points.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah. Ready.
All right. One question. Who would win in a 1v1 full fist fight in real life? 1v1. 1, 2.
Okay, we don't look at each other?
You don't look at each other. No, don't sync up.
How do we do it? Like this?
Yeah, just look straight at the camera here, and I think it's going to be enough. Okay, 1, 2, 3, reveal.
I mean,
Why?
I think I will win because I am bigger and I'm taller as well.
Okay.
And I think if I go crazy, I will actually destroy him, but he's also really strong, you know?
But you agree.
I mean, I don't like fights for fights, like for myself. I only like when I get angry, so why I will get angry.
A peaceful guy, love it. Who's got the best fashion sense? Who dresses the best?
I mean...
3, 2, 1.
This is so, I don't know.
I think me, but we are both NPCs.
Okay.
This was completely 50-50.
All right, both NPCs. Who would die first in a zombie apocalypse?
Oh.
3, 2, 1.
I think me.
I mean, I played Call of Duty Zombies too many times. Like, if I die, I did something bad.
I have seen many films and I actually enjoy it, but I think I will just get bored.
What is your technique? What is your...
I think I will try to go to a place that there is a lot of supplements and everything, and like a tall building, but I think I will get that bored that I will end up leaving and dying.
Okay, we have 2 more questions here. Who is the best at other games than League of Legends? Because I know that pro gamers usually are good at games in general.
And this can be problematic.
Okay.
It's like we need to read because he's good in things that I'm not. I'm good in things that he's not.
Well, it's the answer here.
I mean, I think if you take quantity.
All right, quantity counts here.
Let's
3, 2, 1. So you're just good at everything.
I mean, I played a lot of esports in my, like I have played, CSGO, Overwatch, Valorant.
I just read his mind, you know? Even if I'm not agree, I read his mind.
All right, last one.
He has been really good as well.
Last one, and I hope I'm not going to create any issues here. Who is carrying who in the bot lane?
Okay.
You are trying to create problems,
no? Of course I am. Instigating. 3, 2, 1.
I mean,
but this is... We know what the other thing, you know?
Yeah.
Easy.
And I think this is easy as well. Because I think he helps me a lot.
Yeah?
Yeah, to improve.
I think you guys work amazingly together, and that's what we love to see. Guys, thank you so much. Perfect answers here. I think I've never seen this from any team I've played with. I want to focus a bit on the next game. We're going to have GX versus Navi. GX needs to win the series to get 3rd place. They don't have to go to 0. So even if they drop a game, it's going to be fine for them. We see them arriving at the studio right now. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I have trust issues with GX. I don't trust that they can play clean games. What do you think of them?
I mean, I think they are a really solid team, this split. I think they improved a lot during the year, and now I will say that they are in their peak.
Yeah.
So even if into the best teams, they lack something, I think into teams that are worse than like the best, at the top, I think they are a really good team, no? So I think it should be a 2-0. I think I really like how Isma is playing. I think June is playing really well, and the jungle support coordination is so important. So I think they should be winning.
All right. Do you agree on that?
I mean, I agree. I think it should be a 2-0 because I think laner, like individually, I think they are better, and also we have a screaming to them. And I think as a group of 5, they should be better than Navi.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure that they will take the win.
Do you think we're going to see anything different from a Navi that has nothing to lose now?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when you don't have anything to lose, you don't care, and you usually perform better. So that's the only thing that can be a bit scary. But I think from how the players are, like they have been already playing in LC, so I don't think it will affect them that much.
All right, and let's see about this as the players are ready to enter the stage right now. And it's going to be the last time we see Navi for the year. And hopefully, GX can show us a convincing side of the team today. Casters, over to you. Gracias, boys.
De nada, War. No problem. Happy to be here. Love the synergy there on the desk. Game might work better if they're facing opposite directions, I have to say, but those boys know how to win, and you know, in all games, whether it's League of Legends or otherwise. But here we are, Navi versus GX. This one, folks, it leaves a weird taste in my mouth, at least, because for Navi, this is a really tough one to play, right? You're not really playing for anything. You know your season's over, you still scrim for a week, you still practice, you come back, you play one more game, and then the future is uncertain. We've talked about contract expiration dates, we've talked about the ambitions of the org, a full rebuild expected in 2026, so it's a bit of a weird one. We'll just have to see how they take it.
Yeah, I do think for the players, though, they probably want to be able to show their stuff as a kind of last hurrah. Especially because like we saw them actually look pretty good in their last series, especially like game 1, game 2. We got some off-ball performances like Larson's Akali looked absolutely sick. So I'm kind of down to just see them give it their all. And look, it's not really like upset, but you can still deny Giant getting that 3rd place and kind of at least have left a little bit of a mark on the league, you know?
Definitely can. And of course, wanting to show more, right? Tigger, a guy who had a lot of really solid early games and a lot of mid to late game missteps. It's one of those situations where you hope that people are willing to give this guy another shot. And on the opposite side for GX, a team, like many teams in this league of ours, are woefully inconsistent. So, who knows what's going to happen as we are getting ready to get into the old Picarino Bannerino.
It sounds like a pepper.
Yeah, I don't know why I just started doing Ned Flanders there, but it spoke to me.
Oakley dokley.
Oakley dokley, friends. Here we are, Navi versus GX. Game 1, Poppy, a little Gwen, some mid lane mages. They're trying to limit Larson's pool, I understand, but they haven't taken away his Akali yet, so can't forget about the Akali.
It still leaves a lot of things open though.
Ajmo naši ljudi moji, u pobedi Navija, čisto da znate, tako da ništa nemojte se brinjeti, sve je pod kontrolom. Verovatno će biti 2-1 da bude napeto, ali mislim da je ovo samo S for Navi, S for Navi.
Ok, vidjet ćemo da li si pravo. Da li si pročitao dobru skriptu ili ne?
Moje proročanstvo ne može da faila, znači Navi mora pobedi ovo.
I'm also a Varus fan, and that champion has essentially been perma-banned all year. You can see, yeah, 91% pick ban percentage, 4% pick percentage. So, mostly, probably the most perma-banned champion in our league.
Stvari nemamo. Ne znam da li je bitno da li imamo ili ne tiebreaker ako čanci pobede. Jer bi bili izjednačeni će Vitality.
Ne, nećemo imati tiebreakera svakako. Sve je lagano.
Evo ga. Akali.
Da, proročanstvo. Profesuje. Da.
Still, I mean, good silent presence and a lot of long range setup from the Jhin. So at least it's decent for the moment. I like the answer though, the Sion here for Giant X. Like, you just don't really have any tank killing potential, realistically. Especially as you can ban away things that can actually continue to deal damage to him, or at least be a nuisance in the top lane now.
Yeah, of course. Need to see. Maybe it is still a lethality Varus against this composition. Akali and the Jhin both squishy with that focus lane. It could still go on hit now that you have a bit more front line, but would be nice to see some peel, as that front line is essentially unkillable, but a little protection for Noah would go a long way as we enter the second phase. Mbessa banned, the Nico banned.
Sad ćete vidjeti, kad Larsen počne da šije. Ništa se ne brinite.
It's gonna be
It reeks of... there's bloodshed coming.
It's gonna be Alistair. You're gonna have no fun.
Pike, something. Yeah, I guess, I don't know what I would want them to play. The problem with spicy support matchups is they're usually boring.
But Noah's giving you the thumbs up, so maybe he's agreeing. He wants the spicy support.
I think that he wants a spicy support. Something like
Oh, Darius ban.
Yeah, I mean Darius support. So that has to be considered. Credit, they're just getting that Adam respect ban out. It would be a champion who obviously against the Cyan could very easily set passive, and if you're not familiar with Darius and having
Giantsi samo ne razumeju draft kako radi.
It's a shitload of AD.
Yeah, Mickey, he was not into any of the champions that we see on Navi, but was hinting at the potential for a Rammus support. It was actually into Yunara, but maybe that could be the spice, just something a little bit different.
Wouldn't mind seeing it. Pantheon banned now. So the debate here for Isma, does he just go for the Vi? Again, point and click CC against the Akali. A pretty nice tool. Also functions as peel for some of the backline, but Xin similarly more powerful, I would argue, in the early stages of the game. Doesn't just have to farm for 6.
Yeah, and I think more than likely you're going to see Navi go for the Rel, so you get the Alistair, which is still going to be able to act as an engage tool or a follow-up tool. But it does mean you're heavily reliant on your support to kind of provide the initial engage alongside the Annie, but also that peel, which isn't the best position to be in, which is why I actually like the Vi more, because I think the Vi can be that point-and-click engage, and then you still have your Jun able to try and peel for Noah. Because I had a pop-off game last series, so on the Crisis, so...
Yes, thank you! Yes, I heard someone slapping their Thundersticks. There's at least one person excited for this. That's right, folks. It's the Gourds. The Garen, the Olaf, the Renekton, the Darius. The Gourds are out.
Gourds.
I love the giggle from Malrang as he hovers Yumi.
Opa!
Hey.
Brolaf.
Olaf doesn't work anymore.
Nije set, nego Brolaf. Ja mislim da bi set bio okej.
You know, he could commit to being Adam's best friend. I think that seems like a good choice. He seems like a nice guy. As mayhaps a Gragas. Jun, very good Gragas support. Pocket pick for him, one of the few people who is still continuing to play it, despite it kind of dropping overall in popularity. And it is going to get locked in. Okay, so a little bit of spice to kick off game 1.
Yeah, I like the fact that you kind of have that engage that we're talking about. It is kind of flash reliant with the body slam flash, but you still have that tool later on in the cask to try and keep Noah safe in these fights. And I kind of think Noah has to go on hit in this regard, because otherwise you just kind of run out of damage as the fight progresses.
Yeah. I think it's a good argument. I think the struggle, of course, for Navi at this point in the game is I see the road to victory, but it is paved with a lot of early game.
Okej, Gragas support.
It's a lot of bloody axes that have already kind of killed Sion.
Interesantno.
Or you can all run past, right? Which is, I think, a good argument
Pa
for on hit.
trebalo bi da bude okej u Real, zar ne?
I think you just need to get the Olaf fed in the early stages so you can just breathe.
Delo mi tako, delo mi okej učite njihov tim. Ćemo iskreni, budemo samo Olafa, ali... Olaf je Olaf.
A lot of those 2v2 kills coming through in their favor, and Varus, a champion who's been banned for good reason. Absolute powerhouse on the bottom side of the map, so...
But sometimes that's the toss-up, right? Like, because you don't have the Varus played ever, so teams just stop playing him in scrims, and then when he does get through, sometimes you're like, well, actually, we haven't practiced with this champion, but we need to pick the champion because it's broken, so you kind of end up in this weird spot. I think it's less true when it's a AD carry.
Sports! Sports!
I do love me sports ball.
I do love some sports ball. Here we are, sports ball, game 1. Hike. Blue 30 something.
Got into the net. That's 7 points.
The net. Yeah. Sports. We know about sports. Something Michael Jordan something. 100% of shots you don't take, you miss. You miss 100% of the ones you do so far for Noah as well.
Preferiraju da truju.
Hits, but it's Comet, so as much as I would like to see on hit and the perfect auto spacing, Rob, he's just going to be a Q boy this game. And what's happening mid lane?
Absolutely nothing.
He's popping off for sure. Just a pixel. Knows their Noah history.
Varus W, svašta.
I would say it was a bit of a crutch by the end of the time there at Fnatic when they were doing well for Noah, just putting him on Alpha Varus, but crutch for a reason. It was a damn good pick.
Yeah, I don't know if that was kind of a Noah specific thing or if that was just Varus is a really strong champion when it comes to like mid game.
I appreciate you thinking about your words and choosing the safe version of what you wanted to say about Varus.
What do you mean? I don't understand.
What do you mean? Varus is fine. His infinite presence in pro play isn't a problem. Anyway, it's nice to have permabans as Larson hits him with the thumbs up. GX Mundo stocks coming out. All right, will there be a fist fight early, or will we just be power farming? Now, it's tough because on the bottom side, I fully expect Jun to play a little bit crazy, although level 1 it is difficult as Mount Rank has more auto attack range. And top lane, if Adam hits an axe, I don't know if it's level 2 or 3 or 4, he can just run lot down, so.
Yeah, I think it's a little difficult just because the Sion has like shield early and that kind of stuff, but definitely at some point, if you end up in the longer lane, you're going to have trouble, which you see there, right? Shield makes it a little bit difficult to go for the very early trades. But certainly as this wave bounces back, I think that's where a lot's going to be a little bit more skeptical about how this plays out.
Navi 22, nema
And it
šanse.
is an interesting matchup early on, of course, Sion Shield.
Samo Navi može dobiju
really nice
22.
the stages of the game where enemies don't have the damage to burst through it, so you can get some of that damage back, as you saw the initial chunk. But Olaf champion was some built-in sustain once he hits level 3.
2-0 GX.
Swing as well as the undertow here, so it doesn't have
2-0 Giant. Lagano.
as much as
Lagano.
ahead, it's really hard to 100-0 all in the Olaf without ignite or support from someone else or maybe an ultimate.
Yeah, I think what we're more than likely looking at is what Tiger's going to do, because there is a chance that Lot ends up with this wave bouncing. I was going to say moves up towards that top lane with Adam, but Adam actually going to go for the quick reset here after crashing the wave. Should be able to get back to lane. Could even ghost back to lane, honestly, if you really wanted to do just to keep up the tempo, but no, just got to TP back.
Of course, quick TP back with the Cole, so getting a bit of sustain. Olaf, you know, will have access to the W, which is a massive shield when you're at low percentage health, but now a bit of extra actual sustain to keep him healthy. That said, you know, Olaf is...
Da, Mata zna, Navi dobio ovo, 2-1.
remember the bad Olaf games, I'm gonna be honest. I've seen the good ones, I remember them.
Mislim, ok su draftovali Tiger, mislim da nije dobio dovoljno agresivnog heroja, ali... Fajn i dalje.
Everyone died as we now have a bit of a fist fight on the bottom side, and Noah getting some good damage down on the Hansambi. He went back!
Oh!
Calculated.
Hansambi turned around to fire that W.
Pet health.
Was still in auto attack range. That was
Proračuna.
bold.
I mean, Malrang had heal as well, so he just, you know what? He was fine. He knew.
But they did get a summoner spell. It will likely cost them this entire wave of XP, but they did get the summoner spell.
Yeah, but back to the Olaf conversation. So you had that. I had SOFM, who was building Redemption a lot. So we kind of had like different outputs on what
There was
Olaf
not a lot of the item or the concept of Redemption for Olaf for us, outside of Adam and of course the Brief Gods area. There was a lot of Olaf jungle. It very, very infrequently looked good. But today could be a new day for the Olaf. Comfort seems to be the name of the game here for Navi, at least for topside, right? Tager could have gone Pantheon, opted for the Wukong, probably comfort pick. Feels like it's maybe the best in the meta. Adam back on the Olaf, Larson on Akali, which has looked the best of any pick he's played this season. Of course, it was only one game, but it was a good game.
It was a very good game. I do think, though, you're in a little bit of a
disaster
position for Navi, because well, you have this TP coming down, which is not the best of positions for Lot, I will say. But he should be fine.
He doesn't have any armor yet, so needs to be careful. The whole Sion is an unkillable frontliner thing. Will take probably at least a Bramble Vest and some steel caps.
But that's what I was going to say, was that Adam has now reset, used his TP, and is now stuck in this lane against Noah and Jun off of the reset. Has gone cool, hasn't really got access to the wave, and Lot in general should be fine to just kind of farm himself up, but did end up TPing into Hansamdi and Malrang, which was less than optimal, I'll say.
Yeah. And I think we partially omit it from our memory every time we see Sion, because we just hope for once in our lives that we'll get a 1v1 top lane matchup for more than 4 minutes. But Sion is the king of swaps. The fact that Olaf had to, or decided to in this case for Adam, TP back to lane early, even if it was an econ choice like the Cole, does mean that we now get to witness this awkward period of long-range axe farming. That said, Adam is level 6, so there is some very real kill pressure here if Adam uses the ult and the ghost, as Noah is also currently ghostless.
Yeah, I think it's just the wave is in such an awkward spot. They managed to get at least a little bit of a freeze off on that first wave we saw for Giant X. So Adam kind of just has to sit here now as this slowly pushes out, and there'll just be too many creeps eventually for him to really go for the all-in.
Yeah, but it looks like the Rel Olaf 2v2 is the name of the game, as Larson getting bullied by this bear under the tower. Jackie's not going to get to play one of his flashier mechanical picks there, but you said it before, right? The Annie, the point-click CC is nice. Also, the fact that the bear just does the passive AoE damage, kind of reveals, doesn't really reveal, but gives you the image of where Akali is in her shroud. Makes it pretty hard for Larssen to outplay in these fights. Bigger. Gonna get the recall denied, and GX doing a good job of taking control on the top side. Still a minute and a half away from Herald. Neither side has really poked an eye towards the Dragon whatsoever.
It's just weird for me that Navi have left Adam in this. I thought they would have just tried to get him out as soon as possible. Because it just means now you've got loss into Hansam D, where a lot is just fine to farm it up. He's going to be able to avoid a lot of the damage that comes through.
Što duže Navi ne pobeđuje, više verujem da će ovo biti prvi game za Giantse, pa onda se Navi vraća.
Sve je smislio.
Definitely not a good deal. The good news for Adam, though, is because he TP'd early, while it did cost him a bit of an awkward landing phase there for a little while, he still has the gold lead, and his TP will be up, most likely in time, to help contest this Herald, if that's the angle that they want to go for. But again, one of the great perks of Sion is not only does he farm really well, not only is he unkillable, not only does he lane swap really well, not only does he have good wave clear, also his ult is essentially a semi-global, so yay, Sion!
It's kind of like the Ornn copy pasta from a while ago, but now just, it's been additional.
Yeah, the thing is, just because Sion, if he isn't building AD, isn't solo killing people, I don't think people get as mad about it. And also Fearless. If we saw Sion every game, we'd get a copy pasta. Fearless did a lot of good things for the meta. The copy pasta game has gotten stale, let's be honest. We're reusing the Showmaker Cassante copy pasta. We need new... People aren't incentivized to make the pasta anymore.
Yeah, it's a bit sad.
Yeah.
But I think, I mean, I think Fearless plus...
All in there, Isma. Back dashing, Larssen didn't see if he can manage to connect to E, but Isma now running out, face first. Jackie's caught out in the meantime.
Dobar shuriken flip.
He's waiting for the CC, but quick early kill.
Da. Znate priču.
Nice timing as well.
Navi vina.
Was just about to come off go down, but they managed to sneak that one in just before it happened. So push on top side. Void Grubs now for Navi as well. That's a big old win in the early stages.
Definitely is. Hamsamdi in an okay position as Adam. Oh, it's time to go all in. Lot used his CC. Adam used his ultimate. Lot debating when the right time to ult away is, if he even wants to. But as long as he keeps auto attacking, he should be fine. Lot finally going to flash out.
So I think he just didn't quite have enough mana there for Adam to get it, but here we go. All in on return.
All in, trying to turn it back. Adam needs to side.
What?
The W is there.
Adame, koliko si propao?
Oj, Adame.
Solo
nema
kill ga
više Čadama.
Nema.
Sad je samo Badam. Nema više Čadama.
Da.
That is about the worst possible thing that could happen. Well, the champion with more team impact has also won the 1v1. This is a precarious situation now for Navi. We'll see how they bounce back. Maybe a stride breaker will help things out a little bit, but that is the fear of Sion, is that there's a lot of burst damage in that kit. And you don't need a lot of that burst damage when you're at 20% HP.
Yeah, and it's the fact that, so Lot wins in the 1v1 because of the... because of Hansam D kind of sitting up against Lot, didn't actually get full push. So he's now sitting at a deficit as well when it comes towards the CS2. So you're kind of in this position where Giant X have already started to pull out to, like, in certain situations, a little bit of a nice lead. It's just that one kill from Navi onto Larssen that's really going to be the difference maker. And that, I think, is where Navi kind of need to put their focus now, is can Larssen just blow up Noah in that back line and make it very difficult for GX to really have any sort of way into a fight.
Yeah. Again, we talked about the peel options. Jun has the access to the cast, the body slam to interrupt those dashes in, but needs to position well. Might limit his ability to try and find those flanks. It has been tricky. We saw yesterday, right? Operation Kill the Scion for the Akali team and all AD champions did not go well. And mayhaps this will be a similar story. Although again, I think the name of the game is Avoid the Scion.
Da, Scion, ja ti imam pitanje jedno za tebe u vezi sa EBL-om.
Kaži.
Šta je onaj promotion? Gdje se to igra ili šta je to?
Mislim da to niko ne zna još. Da, legitimno mislim da niko ne zna. To sad tu stoji.
Jer vidim da ima i na rasporedu i vidim da ima i na Likpediji, to jest. I kao, ajde te pitam, pošto mi je palo sad na pamet.
Mislim, obično ono što je promo ti je, ako postoji neka verzija kvalifikacija, samo mi što se događa ovdje, pa ću objasniti.
Da, slobodno.
Ode Isma. Larsen slobodno basicu i Tibersa.
Dashing through, likely to fall, mounted up on his pretty little pony, but in the meantime, Tager going down, and Malrang gonna fall as well as the feet of warfare.
Ok, Duncu. To su ti promoti obično kada se ekipe kvalifikuju za EBL. Znači to ti je EBL Promotional Tournament. I to bi trebalo da bude dve lowest tier iz EBL-a i dve iz kvalifikacija i onda igraju ko će dobiti mesto za sljedeće godine u EBL-u. Sad, kakva je situacija, da li će toga biti? Ja ne znam. Ako hoće, to znači 15 dana, 20, 30, 34 dana kastovanja za redom za nas. Tako da nekako se sve nadam da neće biti, ali vidjet ćemo.
Za tebe, pošto tehnički role ja se menjam.
Dobro, da. Svakako.
Mislim, bit će svašta.
To je pravi gauntlet. Kakav David Goggins.
Treba onda dođe da radi s nama.
Da, ne bi izdržao,
I onda nek ide na trčanje, ono svoje. Pa da ga vidim.
Da.
Yeah, Annie has some burst damage, but it's not going to be enough to really get through him. So I think you need to swap this Giant X so you can actually have Loft face off against Olaf with all that armor he's bought.
It is, feels like the better lane assignment overall. Malignant's now completed for Jackie's, of course, as Malrang and the rest of Navi pushing for a bit more control on the bottom side. As Jun, aggressive use of the sweeper. They're trying to get some proactive wards in the mid lane, maybe punish Han Samdi if he overstays or over pushes a wave. In the meantime, Noah is chilling.
Yeah, this is just going to be chilling mid. Like, Noah's going to hit it. Hamsandi is now with the lethality build is also just going to auto a couple times and Q through the whole wave. So this wave is just going to disintegrate back and forth, and it's more going to be about how can Isma and Tiger get out towards side lanes and try to influence them. In particular, this Wukong. Like, I think this is where Tiger really needs to step up and kind of start winning these side lanes for his team. Otherwise, you're just going to slowly fade out as Giant X start to creep further ahead.
The slow, steady game, which we anticipated, of course, for a game like this.
Što je sporija partija, Navive šanse za pobedu drastično se smanjuju, ali i dalje mislim da su ok, i dalje verujem da će pobediti ovu seriju. Mislim, želim da kažem kao nadam se da će Tiger dobiti još neku šansu u lecu, ali ne vidim u odnosu, zašto on zaslužuje više nego bilo koji drugi MA igrač, to je pitanje. Ali se nadam da će dobiti šansu da se vrati u neku high tier MA ekipu, to je ok.
Da, on se baš našao u lošoj poziciji. Što najgore sad kada vidi da je ono kao ne igra dobro, onda će biti u fazonu nikoga neće teti. Svakako. Mislim, što je okej, jer ne igra dobro, ali moraš da se pitaš koliko je i zbog situacije ono u samoj ekipi, jer mislim ova ekipa je propast.
Here we go. Herald there, he's exactly where he needs to be.
I mean, giving a bot tower for the Herald, though, is kind of just fine for Navi as well.
Yeah, I thought Jackie's was going to TP bot lane, but I guess the call instead is just to focus the Herald.
Yeah, I wasn't, like, Tiger starting to make his way down. Maybe they were just nervous about Annie dying to another repeat dive on that bottom side with the Olaf. But either way, yeah, they're kind of happy as that, and getting some solo gold towards Olaf as well. You can see boosting him up to 650 gold.
Evo ga, Hexblade.
To je buffon i sad bi trebao bude dosta jači s ovim itemom.
Oho, Larsen.
To je fajn.
Decent side step of the damage still connecting, ulting out as well. Herald has been summoned. Looks like it broke top as we were starting that play. So, bit of a weird exchange. It is a 1-for-1, mid for mid in the end, and some TP is burned.
Yeah, I mean, actually he's trying to kind of, well, Yeah, I was going to say Giant X come out on top because you get the TP out from Adam, but it's matched by a lot, right? So yeah, a little funky. You kind of just end up in a stalemate off the back of it. I was surprised, honestly, to see both Adam and Lot TP into the play, because that just looked like Larson was, hey, I'm going to trade 1-for-1 and we'll all be fine, and then that'll be the end of the play.
Yeah. Decided to continue to commit, which allowed Noah to come in and snipe a kill. Again, the kind of the focus players for us here are the very fed Kali, very fed Varus. Either of those champions are dead before a fight. The other team's going to have a pretty significant advantage. GX going to even up the Drakes, which means we're going to be pretty far away from getting to a soul, and it will be Infernal, which...
Ovo deluje kao 35 minuta game.
Yeah, that's why I was kind of surprised seeing Navi commit to that.
Biće dobro ako je 35. Ko ne bude ko u prvoj seriji 42-3 minuta.
Pa, mislim da kažem minimalno 35, ali na to mi je... I mislim da je Noah bacio ulti na kripove, šta?
It's just kind of giving some small windows for Giant X to stack objectives that later on mean that Navi can't win free.
Yeah, puts him in a decent position. We saw there in the mid lane, Noah did throw out a cheeky ult, tried to hide the animation, but good sidestep from Han Samdi means he'll at least be able to hold on to his cleanse. Decent XP lead for Noah, half a level ahead. Larson a whole level ahead of Jackie's, however, as that side lane does just continue to get more and more difficult.
He's trying to swap to exhaust. Maybe that'll be saving grace against Larson.
It might be.
This lad is getting like Shadow Flame very close to finishing as well. We just saw that Jackie's cannot manage the 1v1 against them, and Larson is well aware of it.
Jackie's is going to get some decent damage down though. I say decent. He did very little damage. That was.
Ja se nadam da Larson igra Overgrowth. Jer ako već znaju će razlače partiju, samo treba da uzme runu koja omogućava kasnije bude jaka.
Completely fine and dandy unless someone else shows up, and someone else has. It's Jun. Will be spotted out as Larson. Quick shuriken flip back, and Noah now on a second item. Spell shield going to be big there. Edge of Night goes for potentially blocking that initial slow on an Olaf axe, or an initial bit of damage from Larson.
Ide Overgrowth. Second wind ima Overgrowth, tako da.
He's waiting for Adam to go back to lane, then interrupts Matt. What the?
Flash? Full committal on a Malrang, casual sidestep.
Oh my god, Lot šta radi?
Ono sam zbunjen što sam upravo video.
I'm trying not to use those words that I didn't want to use earlier again. That was a gentleman's agreement.
Can we, all right, request, because I don't want to just flame. Is there a way we can get a replay, whether it's live or picture-in-picture, to show the fog of war there? Because we're going to hold that thought as Lot getting all in here. That's the CC they needed. He's just focused on clearing the way because he's realizing he's going down. Adam starting to hurt.
Zamislite sad ima svoj flash, na
It
primjer.
does appear that he wins because Zombie Scion is trying just to clear the wave. Okay, can we get the fog of war? Because what? Give me blindness.
I mean, there is a lot of people coming from that.
Malrang sees everyone.
Yeah.
I think he could have just walked up.
Yeah, I think he was.
Apsolutno je mogao da hoda gore.
Because obviously top tower is in there, so I think he was worried of them walking through their jungle to get to that position.
And in the meantime, Olaf will break a tower.
Okay, first, but.
Okay.
Dobro je da se on smeje, on je lik ostao bez flasha vijajući supporta. Kao? Šta?
Your W doesn't do infinite damage. Yeah. It's okay. Happens
It scales infinitely, but doesn't do
it does. Infinite health for sure.
Užas.
Well, Rob, I think now is the time. As we prepare for Otacon, as we see a push in on the bottom side, Larson fighting for silent control.
I didn't think you were going to go serious with that.
No, I'm not. I want a pirate version of Scion. That's my only request. I want his ult to be him riding a pirate ship off into the sunset. I want
Pirates of the Caribbean.
I want the Pirates of the Caribbean theme song to play in the background. I know it's copyright.
Piratski,
I want
može Pirates
a version of it. Whatever it sounds like to play. And that's my request, right, Games? Yeah, I don't ask for a lot.
Yeah.
Wow, and as a transition, Lot's playing Scion. And yeah, I think we should just sing the Pirates of the Caribbean song from now on forever.
To se desiti nikad neće, Disneyevi...
If you just hammer home enough
Disneyeve pesme su za copyright nightmare. Riot bi imao licencu za to možda, ali... Zamisli da si streamer i da igraš sa tim skinom. Možda ugasiš zvuk.
To je istina, to je istina.
Actually, if the cue is where is Pirate Kragus? Actually, now that you surely if any trope goes hand in hand with alcoholism, it's piracy.
Maybe Gangplank has copyright.
Goes for it, might be true. Too many pirates already. Jun now caught out, exhaust down, flash away from the deadly flourish, and a quick body slam out to safety as GX are relatively unperturbed.
Like, imagine if Lot had a ship he was just holding down, could crash down on top of it.
Yeah, I'm with you. I
buy that Maidenhead, you know?
Yes! Rob,
Oh so my god.
He's not going to hit it, though. He's missed a lot. Lot has walked in.
This is the day you always
call no Olaf, sve.
He will get Adam's ult out, though. Adam, perhaps a bit too keen. Losing that cooldown is big, because Jackie still has his ult, and of course, access to the passive CC. Noah's ult as well has potential to do a lot of damage.
Oh my god, Hans Sander šta radi. Ovo je apsolutni solo queue fiesta.
Mislim i Giantsi, očekivalo se malo više od njih, a oni su samo pali na nivo Navija.
Lost a lot of health bars. Hansamdi caught out, burned both summoners, so GX gonna grab their second Drake of the game. Navi still holding on to that individual gold lead as Olaf just continues to get further and further ahead in the isolated 1v1, but Dragon stacking, definitely not a bad strategy. And if Navi keep losing sums or getting a little bit caught out or a bit over eager with some of these Olaf ultimates, then this gold lead's not going to matter too much.
It's the fact as well that, like, for Giant X, if you can mount enough dragons, you're just going to screw Navi, because they want to try and 1-3-1. We already thought Lars can take Jackie's. Adam's in a relatively decent spot. If you can just leave them in isolation, fantastic. You get to third dragon, you're like, ah, crap, we got to go.
We have to go.
We have to clock in.
We have to clock in. It's time for our shift at the Drake pit. Adam. Ulti back up. CC immune. Jun potentially in trouble trying to find an angle to body slam out, but he can't do it.
Samo random na Graga support Olafa ne radi. Ima ok pil, ali...
Treba iskreno full AP support Kraga ide samo.
Mislim da šta god radi bio bi puno behind, jer... Opet u Olafa bacit ćeš sve i skinut ćeš mu W shield možda.
Da gledaš ono kao da bacaš ulti da chunkuješ ljude.
Olaf's inevitability. Now remember, this is a little bit fraudulent because Noah's a Pope champion with a lead who can hit multiple champions per Q. Although, you know, the lagging behind Fonsamdi not great, and Adam just gets 2 free hit lock.
Also, Tiger's had really big impact for the number that's on the screen there. He's actually been okay. It doesn't matter that Aurang has done more damage to him. It's where Tiger's damage hit. That's
I don't know. I think we're bringing back Gods. It's happening. Look at that big damage chart for the Olaf. You need no context. That's the biggest number, therefore he's the most important.
Bigger number, better person.
Bigger number, better player, yes. That is the 80 carry and Olaf player way.
I'm a support main, so it's a bit self-sabotage.
Ja mislim da je int što Adam ovo nije igrao od početka splita, iskreno. Zato je doveden u lec, mislim, ono, no flame, ali on je na lec nivou kad igra njegove heroje. Ako ćeš neko ti igra Orna, imaš 75 MA master igrača koji će ti igrati bolje.
Your fault. You don't child-proof the lane, and the child, you know, walks in. That's your fault. Scuttle Crab down. Otacon up. Baron up. The pace of game, slow.
The TP from Jun, though?
He's reappeared on the map.
He's looking at an Adam. I don't know if that's where you want to be looking.
Da.
Trinket.
Delo mi kao da ova partija traje jedno 40 minuta već. A tek je 25 u gameu.
Okay, that's not ideal.
He did look very menacing as he ran away, though.
It is my favorite.
Lagano dobija Navi u 45. 46 u stvari.
Okay.
This Olaf and Sion are both in this game. Nothing better than watching Sion shout cowards as he runs for his
opposite direction.
Yep. Okay, GX, solid setup here, control of the Tribra. Love to see it. Pressure in the bottom lane as well. So again, key abilities from the side of Navi being utilized before the fight for the objective, and it is costing them. And now,
Not really so much, but it's
I mean, your Olaf and your Akali are turbo fed. How did this happen? And like I say, it's rough for Navi. This doesn't feel like it had to go this way.
Možda po ugovoru sa Lecom Navi ne sme da pobedi ni jedan game.
Through this sequence of play.
Yeah, I think the Jun TP actually kind of caught them off guard. They weren't really expecting us because they were kind of like, oh, well, they get pushed mid.
Kao kada su preuzeli rog, dobili su klauzu u ugovoru da ne smeju da pobede.
Navi haven't really been playing out through their sides very well. Like every time they try and push out, they haven't really synced it with the push on mids, so you just end up in a position where Jun is constantly able to roam around with Isma and protect those sides. And now, 50 seconds until Dragon, the Giant X just get to play towards their win con strength, which is big ol' fight with big ol' boys in the front.
Yeah, and I think
Giant su svako bolje pozici za Drake-a. Sad on fajto. Varus je prejak.
Adam ubio sam sebi, skinu pola health.
And GX doing a really good job of shutting down Adam on the sideline. It does mean that they've left Jackie's isolated, but it puts a lot of pressure on Larson to reap a greater advantage. He knows he has the 1v1.
Nisu oni ništa uradili. Ovo je Sion samo i tipa ne tekuje damage od Siona. Od Olafa. Opa! Op. I dalje se bi skinuo 20% health, okej.
This is but a taste of my full power when I hit you with these cardboard beer axes.
Look, paper cuts are nothing to it.
That is actually true. They are lethal. They are lethal. Of course, I've never sustained a serious injury in my life, but from the little that I have, I can tell you paper cuts are up there. Navi, this time, playing through bot lane. It's an even wave. Mid-wave. Hard for me to tell because there's a ward there blocking the screen. Malrang caught off. No opportunity to flank, but Taker immediately going to go and tries to get more time. Good ulti coming in from Jun. Adam CC immune, but doesn't really feel confident to step forward. And Larson just hanging out in the back line. However, the Drake has gone down, and that's all that Navi cared to get. But the Scion ulti is right where it needs to be.
Ja ne verujem šta gledam.
Taker set to be taken down as Han Samdi.
Znači Navi je loš, Giants su gori. Jer Giants su bili 7 puta jači u ovom fajtu. Znači nije ni blizu koliko su jači.
Aj joj, Noah.
Help Larson escape, he's just trying to help his homie.
Larson is fed. Who's trying to escape who? It's Larson, there's 4 people. Okay, yeah, but...
Giant X also...
Larson 3000 health ima.
Instead of going for Baron, which I really thought they were going to follow after that.
Dobro, bar je uz overgrowth, to je okej.
Mislim, Jack izbacio sve na sporta koji ima Celestial. I kao, uradimo 0 damage svakako.
The ultimates coming through from Lost right as the Olaf ultimate fades, then sets up for Jackie to come over. And here I was like, okay, you just move towards Baron, right? Like, Nahan Samdi has to go back, and Kali can't really do anything. You can take the Baron, but maybe not confident that they'd have the quick kill pressure when you've got a lethality of AORUS and
it's a good call, yeah. Very slow, and then here, on Samdi again. The W, what's he doing? Trying to get more value. I respect it, but gotta be careful. Navi have leads. Adam and Larson are ahead, but the way these fights are playing, you wouldn't really believe it, because as good as an Olaf with this kind of item,
Znaš mene možda koji je sad live
he's
patch?
actually still just even. His items are just more expensive, and
25-17?
Jel 17 ili 16, pošto Doom botovi trebaju da dođu, pa me zanima kad dolaze.
Tu je... Nešto što ja nisam siguran zapravo da li je... Mislim da je 25-17 patch.
Kaže Google avgust 27. Znači sutra veče Doom botovi dolaze.
Davy Jones locker. Sent there in an instant. 1400 health just about from the Soul Furnace passive for Lot. That is one tanky boy and still he hits.
Sutra nam se vraća stari Summoner's Rift. Znači.
Ja se nadam vratit će FPS u normalu. OBS ima nekih problema sa ovim Summoner's Riftom i streameri imaju tipa 150 FPS-a manje u prosjeku.
No se bi ja volao da vrati samo Howling Abyss na Aram. Ove druge dve mape su mi odvratne.
That's the Sterix Gage proc. Flash out from Maurang. Manages to connect the Q onto 2. Knocked up in the meantime. Isma instantly goes in to take down Maurang. Tagger finding the multi-man ultimate, but there's no follow-up damage on it. Noah, he's untouched. It's a beautiful off from Jun to disengage.
Ali Lot ne prima damage.
Flash the Q to fall. One more auto. Hansamdi gets one back. But GX might not have been clean, but they still win the fight.
Navi were really disconnected on the play. Tiger was trying to move around and flank off the back of the Baron pit as you got the TP in from Maurang. So Giant X immediately have to spread out, pick off Maurang, pick off Tiger on the flank, and there's just not enough damage from the likes of this these Lethality 80 carries to get through. Like you can see it here, Hansamdi is trying his best. They get any, which is great, but watch as Tiger starts to move up around the back of the pit here in a second, as this TP starts to come in just on here, and it ends up messing it up entirely because you've just completely desynced, and it means that then Maurang turned to burned, Hansamdi is trying to do damage but can't get past Lost, and by the time then the Tiger shows up, the support's already dead.
Yeah, and you can see for Adam, without ulti, he kind of just walks in circles, right? He does sidestep a Noah ultimate, he sidesteps Lot's Q as he channels it in the brush, but there's still just a cask waiting for him, and the second that he uses that ulti
TP, guys. I can't get TP anywhere. Let him TP in front of my face. Oh yeah, yeah.
Damn, that's a Scion player right there.
Let them come.
I will take them all on.
I don't believe that these two people are the same. The person who flashed you into Baron pit and giggled maniacally.
No. He's the same person. That's Scion. You got to have the aura, right? The knowledge that you're going to be a beefy boy.
You could be the guy singing payphone and also the guy who's furiously clicking.
Yes, you can be both. Lot.
Oh, Navi. Niko ne čekuje.
This is a Baron. Now, if you told me you wanted a two-man Baron on this
Niko ne
Navi
mogu
team,
ni
I
da
would say
urade
hell
zapravo.
yeah. But if you told me Adam wasn't one of those two people, I would say, huh? So I'm saying, huh. Bit of a question one, but hey, you never know. You got to test it. You got to test the water, see if you can go for it.
Ja gledam patch notes za patch. Set E je buffovano za monster damage, tako da ne znam da li potencijalno možemo da vidimo set jungle.
Samo mi još to fali.
Yeah, it's going to be a very slow Baron as Giant X take the dragon, and now they should be still completely fine to contest this.
Kog'Maw AP je buffovan, tako da možda to možemo da vidimo AP. I to sve mu je AP buffovano, znači... Kane je buffovan, mana cost smanjen. Kasadin je buffovan, ne, Kasadina da buffujete, please, molim vas. AP i Relia je buffovana, za Baus.
Another game where our eyes are on Larson. Thank you, observers. They're bringing us back on track, Rob. They know what we need. What we need is discipline.
I'm not a train, I'm a ship. I will be the part of the Guardian.
Okay. That movie has no business being so good. It's about a ride. It's about a ride at a theme park I never went to. And it's at least 5% of my personality. It's just...
GB also brought the Liar's Dice to the bar one day and they got unreasonably excited to try and play it. Not that like I had any clue how to play it, it was just, oh, this existed in the movie series, so now I'm like,
I'll roll
invested.
3 dice, slam a cup down, say a random number with no understanding, and feel like I'm one step closer to being a pirate. Although I don't think the pirate's life is for me, I will say.
You don't know until you try it, though.
That's true. Oh, thank you, observers. What should we name that, is the real question. We'll take your suggestions. In whatever,
That's what we need.
Whatever chat you are in, suggest names for that, and we'll ask our producers to pop up your name suggestions.
I know,
what is that little thing called?
No Sally's. Sally's already taken.
Yeah, Sally is taken. Hansamdi, Alti, Noah, getting lower. Take her off the side, trying to 1v1 Isma. It's not going super hot for him. It looks like he's going to lose out on that one, but the rest
Isma je dobio taj 1 na 1. I preživeo je. Ok, nije preživeo.
Noah's legendary.
And they're still going. I don't know if you can really get in here, Navi. I think you got to give up the gold.
This is their time, Rob. They're going to... Hansamdi and Adam are going to cross the language barriers, Pacific Rim mind meld, and stop this Baron. No, they're not. Oh my god, the Bear's just beating the hell out of him. Does he, I don't know if he wins that. I don't know if he wins that 1v1. Yeah.
Igrali su turbo pasivno dok nisu bili slabi, onda su odlučili da team fight i izgubili su game. Big shocker.
As the gold remains close, but GX remain just about in total control. Credit to them, they have not gotten lost in the sauce. They have not given angles for Navi to easily leverage their side lane advantages. I think that has to be called out. But also Navi, a little lost, a little messy.
Yeah, I think you're just seeing competitive at this stage. Like, this is what Giant X are built for. Take team fights, have a strong front line, and unfortunately Navi aren't really getting the position to set up their team comp to get access to the back line. And yes.
Giljotto is like, ne znam šta se dešava.
Perplexed and Giotto looks upset, but they're winning very handedly. So I don't know, we'll have to maybe check in with them at some point.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad that they haven't implemented those cameras for us yet. Because there'll be some facial expressions.
They have. For us?
Yeah.
You can literally go to there's like a mobile stream at all times that is always showing us.
On the actual.
That is true. We've been spared. Yeah, if you ever want to see the reactions or silly faces that casters make, or the fact that we occasionally, I don't know, drink from a bottle of water, there is the mobile stream.
The madness.
The insanity. Yes.
We like to go wild.
We are actually part plant. Need to be watered on occasion as Larson gets a big chunk taken out of that life bar.
I just realized I forgot to go.
Sad ću da baš pogledam, vidim da li sede.
Reflect on that as we wait for Lot to solo guide this wave in. Isma standing beside him. 7-0-5 the score for Noah. Will he die this time?
Kasteri, pošto su rekli da ima mobilni stream da možemo kao da vidimo kamere za kastere.
A, eto, pogledaj, daj mi link na Discordu ako te ne mrzi. Mene zanima da vidim.
Ja sad ću možda im da li, možda sam ja Nikološ, možda ću... Ćemo da vidimo. Let's. Da li je uopšte na YouTube-u?
Your big problem is how the hell do you win this game? That is a big problem. You got to break it down into little goals. Now, an analyst would talk about side lane pressure and objective setup, but I'm not here to be an analyst. Here to
it sounds like you've been listening to corporate too long.
I've set a clear directive.
We need clear goals.
As someone who understands nothing about the game, as I think is very common in esports.
We're going to need to set a project manager.
Yes, yes. And I think the name of the game is Kill Noah, which so far is going terribly. Noah is very much alive.
Larson has been taken off the project.
Larson has been taken off the project. Hansamdi does not do that much damage. He has four items. To be fair, Isma with that ulti, it's just so hard to kill him. Olaf, ready to, he's running out. He's leaving. He's leaving. Ulti, the chase down, the clone. Well used by Tager.
On some raw damage.
I didn't want to go that way. I was just saying small achievable goals. And there could be the smart version. Again, you talk about sideway pressure, or there can be the simple version.
We can circle back to this.
The Ooga Booga. Don't circle back with me. I don't want to hear your synergies. Your alignments.
Look, we need that Six Sigma scrum goal setting. That's what we need.
Yes. Yeah. Where's the agile training for this one? As that's Infernal. Taken down. GX. The slow march. 7-0-6 the scoreline for Noah.
Oh, there's a TP behind them.
TP behind. Larson out for blood. 4 members of GX ready to peel, but Larson might be able to make the difference. He has to E back. He's been hit by an arrow. Oh my god, never mind. No one is killing him.
Dobar. Dobar lot.
The call's coming from inside the house. That's a triple kill. Oh, he's still going. He's still going. Hansamdi does a lot of damage, but that bear might not care.
It doesn't get stunned.
The rare.
It doesn't get
they keep going. Lot manages to get the kill. The roar of the Slayer. Larson determined to chase for more. Wants to finish off Jackie's. Jackie's gold's golden. Body slam flash from Joy. Larson, sidestep. Cannot finish the kill.
It's a free-for-all. Just nobody goes down on Giant X. And Navi, they will all crumble.
40 minuta idem.
The Nexus will fall. GX, the better team, outmaneuvering on the map despite giving up some leads, giving up some gold. They will not fall.
Još jedna partija ovoga, nadamo se. Nadamo se, ne dve. Ne znam da li sad i dalje želiš da Navi dobije.
Nije što ja želim, to je samo takva situacija, nisam ja...
Okej.
Nisam ja kriv, svakako 11 minuta pauzica. Pa se vraćamo sa Game broj 2 koji Navi dobija i onda Navi vraća seriju 2-1. Tako ljudi moji, ostanite s nama, idemo na pauzu, tu smo za 11 minuta.
Wow, that escalated quickly. What do we do now?
Let's have a break.
Have a break. Have a Kit Kat.
How do we get out?
Like this. Say it.
What about me?
Join the WhatsApp. Join the WhatsApp?
Red Bull gives you wings.
We're now approaching the final pick, and what a ride it's been.
A moment of hesitation, but we're getting closer to the game changer, and what a legendary journey we've been on.
I mean, there's so many excellent options, but one of them has to be a perfect fit.
Oh, they're about to lock in.
Whoa, what a pick!
What a way to close things out.
Join Marriott Bonvoy for a chance to claim a free Hextech chest and key. Marriott Bonvoy, a check-in at every checkpoint.
Guys can beat up or?
No, first we can Parus mid.
Yeah. Let's place, I think. Go place now. Nice.
Full commit on a Malrank, casual sidestep, exhaust down. Flash out! What? What?
I go Akali.
Let's
Go Akali. Okay, she has no flash, I think.
Bomba. Nice. Go on, Leisure.
Gun them! Go there. I stand up. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Shit.
And welcome back to the desk as GX takes game 1 here against Navi. We are gonna talk about what happened in game. Actually, being plat in the game, I don't understand anything. So please, guys, talk me through what happened this game. How do you spin that?
Okay.
Explain to me like I'm 5.
I will explain to you like I'm 5.
Yeah.
I'll be very concrete, okay? So, when Mommy Navi and Daddy GX likes each other very, very much, they sometimes want some alone time, and that alone time being a 41-minute long game on the Rift, and they really want to drag it out so they get a lot of time to each other, and that's why the game just really prolonged and became a really long slugfest.
Right.
So they just wanted to spend a lot of time with each other. That's why they gave all those dragons. That's why they threw all those fights.
League of Legends analysis and biology class. Love it. Odo.
Yeah, yeah. My parents didn't take 41 minutes, but I mean, you just had Navi, you know, just have 5 people just throw themselves at the wall that was GX's team comp, and that wall became big and strong at some point where, you know, they just became flies. They just got splattered across the windshield because that's pretty much what happened. They just had to send it on Noah every single fight, and at one point, you run out of steam and you run out of, you know, spikes or power spikes.
Yeah, and when it comes to GX, we know that past 20 minutes, I said this to the boys earlier as well, I don't usually trust them. What do we feel like they did right here? Maybe good control around objectives?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, in general, I want to praise a lot. I feel like he had this really tough matchup against the Olaf, and he got a really nice solo kill. But in general, they were just really early in the objective. I think me and Aldous hammered in for the entire day that if you are early in the river, like suddenly the enemy team has to kind of come into your zone, and then you can land all your skill shots. It becomes a very easy fight. And I feel like GX, despite some messy sequences, they were generally quite good at this game.
Exactly, because even though it didn't start off, you know, pretty, I feel like Navi still found themselves in positions where they were first on objectives and managed to take over the position. The fact that they had this sort of team comp was also playing on easy mode, because the hardest part of the games were the early game for them, where Navi just has so many tools and so much backline threat. And sure, they still messed up a little bit when it comes to, like, you know, the first or second rake in that sense. And that's why the game went to 45 minutes. It's just, they pulled the win, which before they didn't, so that's still areas of improvement. But now my question is, did they do it fast enough? Because I still felt like it dragged on for a little bit longer than it should have.
My question is, how good is this guy?
Wow.
Because when something goes right in the late game and in the later stages of the game, usually for GX, and lately, it has been off of the back of this guy. Look at this damage.
I mean, that's a really big DPS damage
Yeah.
number. I feel like, in general, I saw the, what is it called? The lethality item I talked to you about.
Yeah, Axiomark.
Axiomark. I saw when he bought the Axiomark, I'm like, wow, that's pure confidence, because he didn't even buy GA. He just had like 5 straight lethality damage items, and he was like, sure, I don't need to buy defensive because I know you guys won't kill me. Pure confidence, so much damage, and I love to see Noah in form, because I feel like he is necessary for GX to kind of reach further, because I feel like when GX are doing good things, often it's him and Jun in the center of it.
Sorry,
I mean, he just sold Noah so well, because I'm just gonna double down and say it like him. GX always needed him to step up, because I feel like we're going through a time where Jack is perhaps not having, you know, the best time when it comes to, you know, finding himself with like the meta champions that he likes. Because even when I played with him, I felt like he was a little bit more, I wasn't really saying insecure, but a little bit inconsistent when it comes to, you know, hitting the nail on the head with what champions are really good in the meta. So having Noah as the stable rock makes a ton of difference for GX, and at the same time, he also has the support that he needs, because as you said earlier, Lot has been stepping up. I felt like this wasn't really an easy matchup for him, but yeah, sure, Sion is completely OP, and he rocks up to an objective and just becomes this unkillable wall. But at the same time, Isma has been the silent engine of the team.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's something we've been discussing for a while now. The engine of the early game, the engine behind those fights has to be Isma, and I love the role that he took within this team. We've talked about Noah and the impact that he can have in the late game. So following up on what you were just saying, Odo, was this enough from GX. I feel like them taking things more simple with a simpler approach is actually what they might need right now.
Well, yeah, it's kind of a 50-50 in the sense where we saw, you know, very, very dominant GX early games in the past. You know, the previous weeks, they stumbled in the mid-late game. So now I'm thinking, how are they approaching this, as you said, because now it might be the case where they were going too much on the other side. We're like, hey, let's keep our early game reliable so that, you know, walking into mid and late game, we have the tools that we need. They need to find the fine balance or the middle ground so that they, you know, prove to everyone that they're still the top team that they consider themselves to be.
I mean, that's the thing. They're selling a GX as one of the top dogs. I was talking to Supa and Alvaro earlier. They were saying they're kind of the gatekeepers, falling in front of the better teams, winning against the worst teams. So Finn, where do you pinpoint the improvements from GX so far, and what else would you like to see from them?
I think what I've seen improvement on, and what I would continue to like the improvement on, is just this. I think GX does a few things really well, and when they have done these things well, they really need to simplify. Because like they are good at getting early leads, and I feel like they worked so hard for those early leads. They want to try doing something even more in the mid-late game, but the game becomes quite simple. If you get those early leads, you don't have to do miracles to win the game. You just have to play for your objectives, be there on time, and set up your objectives normally. And I feel like if they continue to do this, they continue to simplify their setups, they will find success.
All right, they did it once. Let's see if they can do it again against Navi, or if Navi can save the day, not save their season, but save the last game that they might have on stage for the season. Casters, take it away.
Woo! Game 2, baby! Picks and bans are here. Let's get it poppin'. Sports, yes. We're on the way to picks and bans. Sports ball, indeed. Damn, y'all are quiet. Guys, we gotta... It's not a funeral, guys! Like, come on, let's get a little bit of energy. I know the picks and bans aren't on your screen. Like, just, you know... I know, maybe we're all going through the motions. We gotta fake it till we make it, folks. So, here we are, picks and bans. I think the bans are gonna be pretty similar. Still Gwen taken away. And you know what I want? I want Navi to dig deep and show us the wackiest comp they've ever played. And I want it to work.
That's the key part to that.
I want it to work. Because I don't think you need to simplify. I don't think you need to do anything. I think you got to strut your stuff. And I don't want to see you strut it on Wukong. Anyone to play Wukong or Pantheon. I want something crazy. Taker especially. Like, I want this guy to make a statement game.
I was promised Nautilus jungle. I was kind of looking forward to it.
I was really looking forward to it too.
Yeah. I don't know what happened to it.
I'm pros, man. Slow to adapt sometimes. Perhaps it's just gets absolutely blasted in clear speed. I'm not certain. Hard for me to imagine, given how completely insane the W is and the E is for AoE wave clear, and the fact that you have mobility and like you have this like CC on almost every single one of your abilities. But I'm not a pro. I don't know. So, the third band, the final band, a moment of debate, is the buy will be taken away.
Ajmo da vidimo, se vraća Navi.
They've taken away 2 junglers. What will
Ili možda
We've seen
Giantsi zatvaraju ovo. Znamo za koga Mare navija. Ja moram da navijam za moje proročanstvo, meni je žao, takva je situacija.
I'm sure it's a very strong blind pick in the meta.
Yeah, well, see, I don't know. It feels
okay. They gotta go faster in draft, though.
Gledaj, ima jedna stvar. Što pre Navi izgubi, što pre ih mi nećemo više gledati.
Jackie's Yone, the TikTok kid himself. He's there every day looking up the new combos, trying to do the cool flash tricks. He's made it happen in Pro. He's completely screwed it up in Pro, and no matter which one we get, I'm excited to see it.
Vidi, to je istina, ali realno će ti faliti. Znaš, jedan vikend će biti u fazonu, baš mi se sad gleda Navi nešto. A Navija neće biti.
Baš želim da se ovaj vikend brzo završi. Treba mi Navi.
To ti pričam, razumeš, znači...
Istina, nije mi to palo na pamet.
Moraš razmišljati o tome. Ne shvatiš da ti neke stvari fale dok ih više nema, kao što je Navi u lecu. Mislim, vrati sljedeće godine, gdje je sljedeća godina?
Čašu meda još niko ne popi što je čašom žučine zagrči.
Tako je.
Čaša žuči iste čašu meda, smiješane najlakše se piju. Tako da, sve ima svoju dobru i lošu stranu. Na kraju krajeva i... Potrebno je nam je Navija u životu, ako ćemo da razmislimo.
Tako je, svima treba po jedan Navi.
We'll have to wait and see. Cassante, yeah, I think we're still more than likely going to go for like the tank supports to pair alongside the more than likely tank junglers that are going to come out.
You think we just
but
do a
maybe top lane gets us.
Ooh, yes. Sejuani for Tager. Forget what I said about him strutting his stuff. Adam will strut his stuff. Melee champion topside. There will only be one person strutting.
And they will look fabulous.
They will look wonderful.
So it is decreed.
I need someone on the broadcast whose voice sounds like Edna from The Incredibles, you know? Come up and break down plays.
I'm gonna freak out if
we
someone
need,
just scuttles in like she does.
Yeah. Got enough people from the Nordics. We need someone from wherever that accent is from.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either. All right.
Balkan, evo nas.
Banned, Cassante banned, so looking to take
Ne znam koji akcenat, ali možemo mi.
Leave room for that red side counter pick to be a little bit.
Imamo ga, tu smo, prijavljujemo se. Mi volunteers tribute. Što bi se reklo?
I imagine just either disrupt the Maokai or just be more active on the map. Bard banned away from Jun.
Okay.
Is it time for some Jun to cook? He already played Gragas, which was pretty
I think
spicy.
he's just gonna play Alistair. I'm sorry to break. Nautilus.
In the jungle? Maokai support?
That would be sick, actually. That will be kind of
GX.
Mislim i taj film nećemo gledati, ajde.
Tweeted me the other day.
Maokai supportu Rakana, ne igrivo za Rakana, by the way.
Aj, vidjet ćemo, ja se nadam.
I propose a trade. We put Noah on Euphoria. You put that Nautilus in the jungle. One time, please, for the people. They need it. You know, that spark of hope. We need you to do the little hunger, like we need you to put it in the jungle and then do the Katniss Everdeen, like.
How do we send signals to Noah? And do I get in trouble if I send a paper?
100%, 100% not okay from a competitive operations standpoint. And
but
yet,
they'll never know it's me.
There's no way they could ever know. All right, Jace locked in. Okay, so some spice. Okay. And Sejuani. Okay. All right, Adam's the main character, folks. You heard it here first. Live or die by the There you go. Okay. All right. So, 3 beefy boys. The beefiest boys on the side of GX. Is liking tank duty. Or not. All right. I'm just saying God of the Forge or Bunny with the thighs. I'm picking the Forge God every time.
I don't know where to go with that.
You shouldn't follow up on that. Make sure it's only me who gets a sternly worded DM on Slack, Rob. As the mania sets in, it's every man for himself.
Džeko će u fazonu, pitam se koliko stvari mogu da kažem pre nego što me fajnuju.
And GX, I still haven't swapped the Nautilus to jungle, so we might have to remake. We don't want to be
Legitimno.
20 seconds.
And that is somewhere along that blue line.
I don't know how much time that is. You have until 20 seconds to roll swap. It's not too late.
One time
for the people.
Last game?
What?
Season? Regular season? Maybe?
Regular season, last game? Switch up?
Nisu switchovali Nautilusa
Show something new? For the people? I think we're past
u džunglu, tako da smo tužni. Navi najdosadniji draft ikada. 47 minuta game, lagana priča.
It's like our kids, you know, at the piano recital. God, they might suck at piano, but you gotta clap sometimes, even if you're not excited.
We clap because it's over, not because it happened.
No, to be clear, I'm just talking about the fact that the Nautilus is not in the jungle. That is not a reflection on how I feel about anything else happening here. Got a lot of love for the players on stage, even though the situation is obviously incredibly unfortunate.
Larsen imao grobotinu na laktu, to se izgleda. Ivanu Ivanovo je nekoga iz tima.
Irala.
I'm so excited to see what Ginex could do.
Dogodi se.
The later stages of our season.
Let's go.
Nekog u managementu da ga ostave na midu.
Folks. Woo! Yes, good energy, Berlin. Keep it up. I'm going to be like that weird spin instructor who just shouts positive affirmations about you that seem way too intense for you to hear on a bicycle.
What's the background music, though? That's the real
It's just pulsing and the lights turn red and he starts talking about how you have to like give yourself to the beat. It gets very weird. Spin is very weird. It feels like a cult. I think it's a cult. I don't really know for sure.
I mean, there's a couple of people on the squad that I know that do like.
And I don't think they'd argue with.
Da priča Džekos. Mene jako interesuje.
Anyway.
Unlike our addiction to card games.
Unlike our addiction to card games, we're League of Legends.
Aha, Larsen nema flash level 1, dobro.
Flash early. Hits him with the thumbs up. You know what? He didn't need that summoner spell.
Yeah, it was holding him back.
Holding him back. You see him playing Go there because he's the Emperor and he's always one step ahead in this chess game.
That's because what's going to happen.
Nikocado avocado, I'm always 2 steps ahead.
His man Jackie's trying to make the play happen in mid, and then they're going to turn around and get a double kill, and he's going to be like pre-planned.
Pre-planned.
All there.
There you go. Baited. Outsmarted.
See? Let's see Larson is here.
Here you go.
Juan knows.
Juan does know. There was a guy named Crazy something with a K. That's how you know he's really crazy. Didn't spell the word crazy right.
Never know your next move with that.
Never know. Jun walking in with that nice level 1. Uses the Titan's Wrath Shield just to eat up any of that damage. Now, I will say, the Rakan has that extra healing for Gleaming Quill once he get it. But it is a summoner spellbook kind of world, so there's just heals across the board in the bottom lane.
Yeah, the Titan's Wrath didn't really work out, I think, as well as you're hoping for, but still getting control over the bot side. I don't think we're going to have a huge amount of loosey-goosiness in the early stages again, though. Because, again, like, you kind of got Isma and Tiger, sure, on these tank junglers and can try and interact in the lanes, but Nazir in the mid, you're not really going to do too much. Maybe Isma wants to try and punish that flash burn from Larson, but it's always difficult against a Nazir, so... yeah, I think it'll be a little bit of a slow pace.
Which is exactly
Ma i njima je...
Honestly, Rob.
Ono, znaju šta kastuju. Kastuju pod navodnicima. Tako da je
meni... Me čuješ?
Da, da.
Pošto stream mi je nestao.
Nulo dropovanih frame-ova, tako da to je do tebe. Sad ću da vidim.
Nemam stream uopšte na Discordu.
Sad ću vidim, možda je zabo samo.
Okej, sve radi.
Vidiš? Okej. Samo je Discord nešto odlučio da izličuje, svakako. Navi bolje scale, ja se plašim. Ako ode u Hyperlate da Navi ovo dobija lagano. To je jedino što me blago brine.
Ali bio bi onda u pravu, možda može biti 2-1 za Navi.
Pa ja mislim da hoće, ja ne mislim da nema bežanja od toga. Mislim da ovo 2-1 ko kuća. Još samo brzih 2,5 sata ove serije i to je to.
This time around, I can't imagine Lot is going to look for the swap, however, which will be a relief to Adam? Maybe? I don't know how he feels about this matchup as Malrang locked up. Ooh, Noah. Doesn't quite hit the Mystic shot.
Yeah, I think the Adam losing on the Jace early, though, is not exactly the best of times, because it does mean now you're in a position where you're losing your top push. Larson still doesn't have the flash in mid, so he's had to play way more defensive than he would like to in the matchup. That's kind of just buying space for Giant X to get into the later portion of the game.
All right. Knock up there, pulling back, trying to backstep behind Hansamdi to stay safe. Hansamdi not cooperating to move in front of Malrang to cover. Close trade, but I still feel like Navi get the advantage there. They do lose control of the lane, and actually Navi burn the heal. So overall, positive.
Now you got Isma coming to maybe flash over this wall.
Svi smo mi pomalo Hansamdi. Pa ćemo da imamo, okej. Isma spreman da dajva.
Isma with the thumbs up, they're taking their sweet time. Barrier gone, first blood. He hits him with the GG icon. Noah's off.
Jao, ja mislim actually da bi ga udario taj posljednji udarac na turetu.
And it looks like he is
mislim da je bilo jako blizu.
Now last time it was Vars, but this time again he has a similarly impressive poke champion.
Čak će level 6.
Some of those numbers that you've seen on the AD and you'll see him again here now. Noah good.
I mean, Noah's Vars has been good. His Kai'Sa was great last week as well. Or last 2 weeks, sorry. Well, but overall, yeah, I think Noah's actually been stepping up quite a lot for Giant X. He has looked fantastic. He's been positioning well in team fights, so definitely the carry that they've been able to rally around is they're going to rally around Jackie's in the mid lane now.
Oh my god, šta je Tiger sad upravo uradi?
But does have to just give his ult. Does get away though, so I think he's probably fine with that trade. That was a lot of, well, not really a lot used, to be honest.
I think people just need to learn that towers are fine to TP too.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I understand the dopamine of getting right back in, you know? This is the problem with the new generation, Rob. I'm going to go my old man, you know, these TikToks that ruin attention spans. It's that they can't handle that 2 seconds of walking back into lane.
Ne može niko da handla Navi i pre dana TikToka, samo to želim da kažem. Volim ja da krijem TikTok za dosta stvari, ali Navijevih sati i po vremena po gejmu nije jedno od njih.
Oni su i dalje za vreme televizije tu. Ja se ne sjećam kad sam posljednji put gledao TV, normalno kao.
Pa dobro, nisi puno propustio. Kao prvom da nema ni ništa normalno na TV, osim Sport Klubi Sporta, najjači televizija na Balkanu.
Istina?
Ali kao TV, kao TV, šta ćeš da gledaš, realno. 99% stvari s TV-a možeš naći na netu. Da gledaš kad ti hoćeš bez glupih reklama.
Da, ja imam samo internet, ono kao. Nemam TV, ono kao. Samo net. I povežem net, to je TV sa kompom i dam mu net i to je to. Imam YouTube i Netflix ako hoću, ali ne koristim.
Pa ja koristim Netflix do duše. Ja koristim Netflix poprilično. Mada dobro.
Ja ne gledam generalno stvari kao serije i tako to, jer me mrzi. Za mene su napravljeni, nažalost, stvari kao što su YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels i TikTok.
Klasično. Ništa neću da kažem.
Has anyone ever said they've got their grubby little hands on it?
Ooh, okay, Rob, smart.
I feel like that's been low-hanging fruit that no one's wanted to touch more so than smart.
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe they don't want to call someone's hands grubby.
Grubbies.
Good player.
Yeah.
Phenomenal work.
Real grubby hands, though. Navi managed to get one. Jun instantly locked up. Knockup is there, but there's not really a whole lot of damage. Hansamdi stepping forward. Larson determined to finish the kill as Jun will get burned down. He's been now being chased out as well. That is all gone. Big damage coming in for Noah. Tigger just barely able to make it out, but it is only one grub and a kill for the side of Navi. Not bad, though.
Definitely take them. I mean, Navi going to be happy they're able to take one. Giant sure will get the two white grubs off the back of it, but the fact that Tiger survived is kind of huge. Yeah, Lot did move up. Yeah, I suppose.
Lot moved up, so Adam gets a little bit of time to free it. Probably grabs a plate here. We'll keep an eye on his gold. It does mean they give up double grubs, however, which is not ideal against the Yone Aurora. And Isma, I gotta say, if you're gonna spam emotes, you gotta pick something better than vanilla thumbs up.
Yeah, I mean, it was the old Mad Lions logo for a significantly large portion of time with them, so
I'm fine with that. You know?
Oh.
Gotta try stuff out every once in a while. Maurang going for the engage, has managed to lock up
Okay,
Noah. Ultimate, but Rue now going down as well. Noah, stone cold. Barrier use, starting to back away. Doesn't use anything. They managed to get the flash and the barrier out of the Navi 2v2.
And nice shot by Noah. So I think there was a little bit of a mixed call there on Navi as to exactly who they wanted to go for. The feathers were kind of spread out for Hansamdi, so it wasn't the best spot. Flash forward. Oh, good effort. I think actually that last auto would have killed him with the passive and the electric attack.
Yeah, I couldn't even tell if the Q hit. It looked like every ability missed, but Adam took a lot of damage, so clearly not.
Yeah, I think the E missed the Q hit, so got the pullback, which gave the second ring of the passive, and then I think an auto would have finished him off. Just unfortunate there, Lot couldn't quite get it.
I mean, lucky for Adam, manages to walk away, although Lot still continuing to pull ahead in gold. Mid lane going in Larson's favor. Probably does get harder now that there's a Vamp Scepter available for Jackies. But Larson, the OG, not the OG, one of the many OG control mage players. Ooh, base canceled.
That's showed from Jun? No.
I like what you're cooking.
I just want action.
I understand that.
I'm full Ooga Booga brain this one.
You know, I think that's a okay position to be. Wait to see if there's a kill here. Ooga?
Booga?
Ja ne mogu. Ja ne mogu nešto pričaju ljudi.
Ne znam zašto ga ni ultovač. Ima flash Larsen. Ali ne znam, ja isto pokušavam da skontam kakvu je uga buga oni govore ovdje.
Da, samo da znate, ako si ikad žalite NBL komentatore, Upalite led, čuđite uga, buga. Da, tako da odlično. Eto, najde opet, evo opet. Eto, eto.
Look, we can hold a class later. It'll be alright.
It's fine. It's like when LS made all those Magic references in League of Legends, and I play Magic. And I didn't
Buga,
get what
buga,
I
kasteri.
imagine this is a similar thing.
Yeah.
Just going above my head.
Yeah. Except I don't really have a frame of reference for any of this except for weird mouth sounds that I'm making.
Well, I've never heard a better summary of our job. Weird mouth sounds indeed, Rob. Here we are.
Tek su i oni to rekli.
Hey, for all you people looking to get in the biz. Okay, 30 seconds till Drake. After that Drake, we'll see where the game takes us. Exhaust in the Hansan,
Tako da,
knock up there.
ljudi moji, možete da slušate Raleta i mene ili Uga Buga. Birajte.
Vidite šta želite.
Birajte vaš porok.
Will be okay, and of course it is just Malrang going down, but a nice start for GX, and it means they're likely to just finish off this dragon.
I thought Tiger's ultimate there for a second onto Noah might have just saved Malrang, but not quite enough. So Giant X, nice turnaround play on the bottom side. Should net them the dragon, although they're scampering back to try and keep this tower from taking too much damage in the mid lane.
Oh, Thunderdome top side. Oh, there's the Thunderdome. Noah versus Hansamdi. Hansamdi, barrier, auto, flash, auto, shut down! The 1v1!
Čekaj, umro on.
Od tuge. Od tuge što su u ovoj seriji, ja tebi da kažem.
Navi and GX give in. What is macro? What is one more lecture from your coach Kyoto about throwing advantages or taking fights you don't need to? You hear it all the time. Give in. Bloodlust. Objectives. Jackie's off on the side contesting Larson. Push back there from Larson is good. Jackie's able to get the snap back well timed, and the objective looks like we're headed for the coin flip. Malrang trying to stop Isma from getting in, holding on to the permafrost. 50-50. Tiger gets it. Money on red, money on black.
Nije ga dobro tajmovao Isma. Malo mu je falilo.
Larson, a sidestep. Mechanical plays coming through quickly.
Mislim, vjerovatno jedini game da ima smisla da Navi igra Navi igru.
So we have to take this time because
čekaju 70 minut s ovim.
To our dear audience, Arna, if you're not listening, this is the time to check in after this replay. What was the name of the little cute thing? And we got answers, and we need to decide once and for all what is the name of the little cute thing.
Oh, okay.
But we'll have to hold that thought because people are murdering each other.
Handsome D does a good job. Barrier manages to just sidestep here, just on the Q as well. Really nicely played. Flashes forward, gets the auto. And then
the cannon minion's like, dodge this, boom.
Yeah. So I think he actually, if he'd autoed the cannon minion, kills cannon minion, maybe survives.
Yeah.
Maybe he's dead, maybe he's dying.
Hey, good vibes, laughs all around, that's what you want to hear.
Sammy D brought the finger guns, but forgot there was a cannon on his back.
Yeah, harp air. You're going to get your Sammy D finger guns at some point.
It is my favorite meme from that man who was on V5 in summer 2021, alright? White 4 and Sammy D with the finger guns.
Every time you talk about obscure LPL references, I feel like you sound like an Anthony Fantano review for an album I've never heard of. That's just all.
Wow.
I'm just lost.
Šejkos, pokazuješ godine, brate moj.
Da, ovo je već bilo, ovo ja nisam razumeo, tako da znaš da je loše.
Look, Munchables is out there somewhere giggling to himself. Okay?
That's, you know what, and that's all that matters. You got to know your audience. If your audience is Munchables, I respect it. It's a good audience. Navi fighting back this game, but GX still holding on to a pretty sizable gold advantage, and Navi though stacking the Drakes, and that's important. Ocean would be very nice to have. It's 2 seconds now to the Herald.
I think it's just Navi aren't really in a position to take the fight, so they're just going to look for the play on the side instead. Jackie's has ult to get out, which makes this very difficult, so Tiger needs to get right way back in. Push back.
Jackie's je...
Yeah, decent read.
Živ. Imaju ult, imaju flash.
I wasn't sure if Tiger was just going to go like Q in and try and predict Jackie's going to or the escape, but not going to be the case. Still, you get Terror on bot lane, so training for something. Adam does have to completely abandon ship at the top side though, because he's not going to have a fun time if he ends up against Lot and Isma.
Yep, rabbits and trees. Not what he wants to come face to face with as...
But, voting.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right, here's the way it works, folks. We scrubbed through the chats everywhere. There are two names that came out on top of the little frog. Observers, I don't know if you remember where the frog is, but if you can see the frog one more time, the frog thing. We narrowed it down to 2 names. It's Klaus and Crumbly. And I work for Riot, so I'm saying this is the official name of this statue for forever. So decide, vote in the chat. We need to know, is it Klaus or Crumbly? Those were the best names. There were some ones
Outplay mehanički. No, Larsen.
Jun je bolji. Jun je samo bolji.
And then Jun got to press O and Q, so just...
And don't let that distract you from the fact that you need to be typing Klaus or Crumbly into your respective chats across whatever platform you're watching on. Okay, well, I thought I was going to out-weird the game, but the game is out-weirding me as Adam has Ghost-Bladed and then immediately been hooked by Jun. Hansamdi, Rutro, might be in trouble. Has Flash, has ulti, so fine for now. GX out for blood, safe to say. We lost the poll, and I'm just waiting to know the verdict. We're still at 50-50. 77, 78, 9. Klaus is winning.
Klaus.
Are we calling it? It's up to production.
Ali što oni imaju grafiku za ovo, šta?
Can we get a Klaus yell? Okay. And can we
Anyone in Berlin here for Crumbly?
Anyone for Crumbly?
No, okay, yeah. All right.
Crumbly baš ne zvuči dobro.
Slažem se, Crumbly nije Crumbly.
That statue, observers, again, sorry to put the pressure on you. Where is the statue? You zoomed in a lot.
No, that's the second part of the minigame.
No, I need to know where the statue is.
No. Gdje je ta statua uopšte?
This is like when they give you 1 square foot of land so you can call yourself a lord.
What everyone watching needs to do is go and find Klaus.
Where is Klaus?
And then tag Dracos on Twitter as to where it is.
I don't want to be tagged.
First person that does it get a banner.
Someone explain where Klaus is. There's a tower dying. The observers are so professional right now. Jackie's the GX, not extending the gold lead. It's still even. There's really no big differences between the teams. The biggest difference is an item spike.
Odlično, sviđa mi se.
He is a powerhouse right now in terms of.
Ali Mare, kasteri ne pričaju o gameu, ne. Imenuju da li se žaba zove Klaus ili Crumbly. Come at me, chat. Bolji smo i Mare ja od Let's Castera lagano. Mi ne imenujemo žabu u LoLu. Reci koliko sad nijedan više komentar kako mi pričamo bilo šta ne može da bude validan, jer zadnjih 5 minuta ovog gejma ne pričaju o gejmu nego imenuju žabu, da li se zove Klaus ili Crumbly.
To, meni to uopšte nema, gdje si to video? Komentar.
Koji komentar?
A si to ti kao rekao samo, ili si pročito komentar negde neki?
Ne, bukvalno su sada pričali su 5 minuta kasteri o tome da li se...
Da.
A misliš na našem streamu? A ne, nego to naš chat voli da govori kad god mi, znaš, ne pričamo o gejmu. Tako je, kad pričamo o nekim banalnim stvarima, kao a pričate o gejmu. Evo, slušajte kako na lecu imenuju žabu.
Evo je! Vidi je!
Ne.
Iznad flaga tu na botu, na tom velikom zidu.
Ništa, obratit ću pažnju onda sljedeći put. Nisam video.
Hoće umreti lik? Hoćete gubiti ili šta? Larsen umre.
Jackie's versus Tager off on the side. He is going to connect. Tager can knock it over the wall, wants to try and get a little damage back. He'll get nothing.
Huge turnaround for Giant X off the back of that. Not only did they get the kills, they should get mid lane tower. Jun won't be winning at him.
Someone will kill Jun. You would think that they would want to kill Noah more after last game, but they got him once and that was enough. Jun is the next target. There he is! Zoom out. Where are we, observers? Where are we? You will always think of this when you look at bot side right there in your game. Remember, Klaus. We don't say Tribush anymore. You meet me by Klaus. We're committing to the bit. We will remember this day. Navi and GX are making their mark in history right now based on this moment.
LT Culeroni. Nije Crumbly. Actually, možda Crumbly može da ima priču.
Ne, Klaus, veruj mi. Veruj mi, Klaus je ugao. Klaus je ugao, treba ti taj komički efekt. Pa da, treba ti taj komidik efekt. To ti kao Zmajevo kugli, ona dva lična trenera dole, kad je Goku pao sa staze, razumeš? Što ima oni nemački akcenat, viš, to ti treba. Jedan od njih se verovatno zvao Klaus. Ne sjećam se, ali verovatno se zvao Klaus. Zvuči kao Klaus.
A, ne, pojma ni ja imena.
Ne znam, mislim još malo završava Split, nema nešto puno vremena. Čekaj gdje uđemo Master, pa će onda završi.
Čini mi se da neko rekao u decembru dajem. A, ne, Split. Split se završava sutra?
Sutra? Danas?
Ali nema rank reseta.
Nego samo...
Samo je kao gotov Split i gdje si bio, tu si bio.
Znači večeras, pa ajde uđemo Master, onda večeras, znači nije frka. Sam znao da je to vreme.
O, Adam! Okej,
Jun finds another kill. He's taken down Larson. He's taken down Adam. He's looking for 3 more. He's got his death note ready to go.
If he doesn't buy Dark Seal in the next reset,
he needs to buy Dark Seal. Dark Seal Nautilus. You didn't give us Jungle Nautilus, but you can give us...
We didn't see that, John.
No, it's on. No, it's happy be, happy be, happy be. Walking off. God, just lost so much aura. You're trying to build a narrative. Anyway.
Kad ste priču izgubljenoj auri, jako mi je krivo što Rale ovo ne može da čuje.
Da.
Raleta trolujem sa W chat, L chat, aura i tim glupostima koje ono brain rotet klinci pričaju na netu.
Rale kao klinac, kao...
Ne, Rale ne može da podnese da sluša to. Jako mu je neprijatno kada sluša te stvari, tako da...
Rale igra Clash Royale, on treba da samo ništa ne priča.
Dobro vidi, to je...
Dok igraju deca.
To je fair point.
To igraju deca.
To je fair point. Ali Clash Royale igra baš mnogo ljudi, ovo je ono next level, ja mislim još. Mislim da ovo lošije od Clash Royale.
Ja te stvari govorim ironično nekada, namerno. Ali osjećam, svaki put kad izgovorim, osjećam godine iz nekog razloga.
Osjetiš se koliko si mator u stvari.
Da, kao...
Mislim da je koji prvi u ovoj grupi. O! A i on je bolji heroj.
Sorry guys, I ignored the picture. I was focused on the Drake. Yeah, Jackie's gets him with the solo bolo. The zoomer mechanics.
So Jackie ends up getting top tower. You don't quite get the dragon, but getting full control again.
Say what you want about the new generation. You might have a 10-second attention span, but if you can kill someone in 7, what does it matter?
That is true. I think we're going to get to see the replay, so I'm going to need a timer on this, because, yeah, back in really nice play, and then he gets to the solo bound, missing the Q, but you're already there.
Yeah. That's the nice thing about Yone when you're ahead, is you can kind of... I like the ulti out there to get out of tower range. Clips him...
Pajti u fazonu samo baci sve i kao... To je to.
He gets out like a massive shield, keep yourself alive. No one needs to do the same.
Oh my god, kako je ovo kombinacija između Larsena i Malranga. Oh my god.
Where has this Aurora been all season? Live. Oh, knocking him out. Sending him to the spirit realm.
A bunny and a Poro getting all the blood on the map.
Ok, ne znam nikad bilo više drago što nisam bio pravo ako Giants je dobio ovu seriju.
Hoće da ga oni manuje.
Da ga knock-upovo, sve je moguće.
Može ih ubiti oboje, skoro.
Da.
Some damn good healing. Isma going in to take the camp, asserting dominance. Another offering to Klaus.
Smaran je Larsen. Dobro je to. Bravo.
Then Giant X was able to turn the fight, rally around, as Navi used so much to try and make that fight happen. But back in the picture, you're going to see a dive onto the mid lane, looks like.
At least a tier 2 falling down. Lot completely cleaning up. It's a 10k gold lead, so I don't think we're going to have a 40-minute game. If we do, they're getting to start talking to.
Kasteri se nadaju, nećemo 40 minuta biti stak ovdje.
Ne, saving grace for Navi je da im se ode završava godina. Iskreno.
O, evo, to je to.
Ajaj.
Može, da se završi Navi rano ove godine s tim što je Larsen uhoćen od strane Huka dok igra Azira u 27 minuti partije. Fenomenalno, odlično. Bravo, respekt za Giantse. To će biti kraj gejma. Šta smo Navija gledali smo.
Ako ste fan.
Ne znam šta radite. Ali dobro, sljedeće godine će biti bolje jer gore ne može biti.
Sljedeće godine Jack Troll igra. A Jackies je živ, samo trollo je promašio ulti, namjerno.
Eto, duet for Klaus. Bravo, Giantsi, svaka čast. Ok, Velox, ovo je u stvari bila dobra. Respekt za Veloxa, dobra fora, moram da priznam. Svakako, kratak dan samog leca, nismo gledali ništa preterano dugačka ekipa Giants uzela pobedu nad Navijem. Verujem ćemo ti intervju još malo, tako da Mare, mi se vidimo za 5 dana tek, ako se ne varam.
Drugog, zar ne? Ili...
Tako nekako. Svakako je za nekoliko dana se viđamo. Ljudi moji, kaži?
Ponedeljak. Mislim da je ponedeljak isto let.
Ponedeljak, da, tako je. To ćemo vidjeti još šta i kako.
Da, to još zavisi, tako da.
To ćemo još vidjeti šta i kako, ali eto ljudi, svako a se nas ste uživali, puštamo intervju. Večeras će live-a verovatno biti, pratite Discord kao i obično, sve ću vas obavestiti. Uživajte intervju, let se nastavlja za 6 dana. Mi se vidimo potencijalno malo kasnije.
Poz.
Yeah, he does. And if you're with us and you're wondering why there's so much tonal whiplash, it's always just tricky to be in these kind of situations. You want to give respect to the players, but they know it is the reality of it. So if you're a fan of Navi, you're a fan of those players, or like something that they did, be sure to give them some love on social media. It's well deserved, because this is not a great time. Your year is ending very early, and now, while Navi will get the chance as an organization, as a team to rebuild, and there'll be hope for whichever players remain in the years to come, that's a different story. For now, though, it is a victory for GX and a cause to celebrate. So let's send it down to Finn and Jackie's for a new Finterview, aka the Marriott Bomboy postgame check-in.
Thank you very much, Dracos. I'm Finn, standing with Jackie's in the Marriott Bomboy pre-game check-in, post-game check-in. I'm sorry about that. So Jackie's, usually before these games, usually I see you tweeting, your little Twitter, x.com as it's called now. You didn't tweet today. What about that? Huh?
I just forgot, honestly. Like, there's no other reason.
What?
I just forgot.
That's so anticlimactic, man.
I mean, I kind of stopped using Twitter a bit. I mean, I did tweet today, but I kind of...
You're just bullshitting me.
Kinda, but at the same time, I did stop using Twitter and I forgot about it, so yeah, it happens.
Okay, well, I have something I want to show you. I want to introduce you to Klaus. Do you know about Klaus?
No.
Klaus, we're going to get him there on the picture right soon, so you can see what Klaus is. He is this statue on Summoner's Rift, and I wonder, do you know where Klaus is? Do you know where this statue is? This Yeti bars.
I don't know, on bot? Looks like around bot lane.
Can we zoom out a little bit? Do we know if Jax is correct? Oh, and he's correct.
Perfect.
Look at this man, he knows his Summoner Rift. Applause for Jackie's, what impressive. How do you know that? Did you look at him today?
I think I saw him quite a bit, yeah. I saw him like 2 times today, yeah.
Yeah, Klaus blessed you with his victory. Now, looking ahead, there's now the cross groups, and you will be playing against BDS. How are you looking towards that game? Who do you think is going to be important in that matchup?
I mean, for BDS, I think now since it's a bit of a Jinx Aphelios is getting back in the meta, then I think Ice can be, it's kind of his champions, right? For at least like 2 years ago or something, or maybe a year ago, I don't know. But I think always like Nuke and Ice, this duo has to be probably the dangerous one in the BDS, I guess. So I guess those two, yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Jackis. We're now actually going to toss it to PGL, where Laura's going to be together with Isma and Nico. And I wonder, do you have a question to your coach, Nico, that you'd like to ask?
No.
No question to Nico?
Nope. I don't want to talk to that guy.
You don't want to talk to that guy? Well, thank you so much for your time, Jackis.
Thank you.
We're going to toss it to PGL. Thank you so much.
Thank you.